What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to the Undrafted and Overconfident podcast. On a Monday, February 2nd, 2026, I'm Jason Semko. With me, Brandon Bigo Gordon.
What's up, everybody? Somebody's a little chilly on this eventful 2nd of Feb.
That took every power in me to not stutter through.
It was so motivating to see you get yourself pumped up. For those of you that need a real quick refresher, although I think everybody that's listening to this knew that this was coming, Semko is fresh out of a very exhilarating dip in Bigo's Cold Plunge.
Like 20 minutes after it's done, I kind of feel better.
There you go.
Like I do feel
refreshed.
I do feel refreshed and a little energetic.
Yeah.
But the pain I withstood, not only doing it, but afterwards, is not worth this. I will gladly take my morning energy drink over that any day.
It's an addiction. You're going to wake up tomorrow like, God, I miss that cold plunge. Ugh, just give me that dip. Feel that tingle in my toes.
I hope by tomorrow, the tingling in my toes
You feel your toes again? Yeah.
It still hurts.
For those of you that are wondering, yes, we did. My wonderful wife did record the episode. She's gonna slice it and dice it and make sure it's worth it. I honestly think it's just like our episodes. It can go unedited.
Yeah,
the whole thing was just a laugh ride and entertaining. But we picked a perfect day. Snow still on the ground. It was icy in more ways than one.
It was 31 degrees
in that cold plunge. Yes, it was. We got the temp.
But I know you might see the video. But I really want to just say this. When Brandon opened it up, it was blocks of ice. I had to smash
that sucker. That was some thick ice.
You were pulling out like 3 feet long pieces from this that were stuck to the side of this cold plunge thing.
Yeah. It was a nice Arctic chill. Yes, it was.
I was ready to piss my pants.
Well, good thing you took that little pee-pee right beforehand.
Yes,
a little nervous pee-pee.
Oh, boy.
But, I commend you, man. I mean, that's no small feat. And you going literally cold. Never done it before, and you dove right in, literally the deep end of the coldest of the cold plunges. So I commend you. You took it on the chin.
Yep.
Maybe you'll think twice about betting against your boy Bigo. But I'm guessing that my concern is that the next bet, Semko is going to double down and make sure he doesn't lose just so he can exert as much pain on me as humanly possible.
It's going to be some kind of like 100 burpee workout.
No, why is it got to be workout?
Or something that I feel confident that if I had to do, because when I really looked at the bet, I was like, why
did you agree to this?
Just going to have to do
this is what I do. This is what I do.
So next time it's going to be something that I'm like in my wheelhouse.
I gotta enter into like a 5K. I'm like, this is a nightmare. I can't lose this bet. But yeah, no, you did a fantastic job. Tell us what it was like. Try and describe the feeling from when you first dipped in. When did you start really second guessing this decision that you've made, or did you ever?
Well, I think we should be honest. I was only in there for 5 minutes.
Oh, I love your honesty. Well, there's a reason behind that. Can I go into the reason?
Absolutely.
Okay, so like when I brought on my wife to assist in the videographing, or being the videographer, or whatever you want to call him, she said, "You're going to put him in for how long?" And I was
11 minutes.
I was like,
easy.
11 minutes. Yeah. She's like, "You do 10 minutes." And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "You do this every day. He's never done this before." And she's like, "You need to Google this and see if you're going to kill him." So after exhausting research, we came to the conclusion that at 5 minutes, somebody that's never done it before can start tiptoeing towards frostbite, hypothermia, and I didn't want that J-Bear blood on my hands.
I feel like you were probably scouring, trying to find the one article that would say, you'll be fine.
Where's that Swedish nut job that's like, I do it for 20 minutes every morning, every night, and after I make love to my wife. And it's fine. So I was looking for that, never found it. Everybody was like, no. Even for the advanced, at 30 degrees, advanced, like you know what you're doing, 5 minutes. So now I'm concerned. I'm probably going to kill myself continuing to go the path I'm going.
Please be careful.
But yes, so we did cut it to 5. I think anybody that wants to say, oh man, Semko, I bring it on. Come on over.
Yeah, it ain't easy.
I'll put it on 30, right where Semko was, and let's see how long you last.
I mean, like I said, he was literally breaking ice. I jumped in a lake.
Yeah. Pretty much.
A frozen lake.
Yeah.
Like the James River. I jumped in the James River right now.
Hopefully it's a little cleaner than the James River because that thing is grimy.
I don't know what you do in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's true. What, you mean in that Cold Plunge?
Yeah.
You don't want to know. It was clear. Like, yeah, there was a few.
It looked all right.
Yeah, it was fine.
But no, I honestly felt actually pretty good 3.5 minutes in. And then the toes started like locking up and the legs started getting like really cold. And yeah, it was kind of just slowly making its way up the rest of the body.
Yeah. I was a little nervous for you because while I broke the ice, I still left some shards and they're like the little slivers, right?
Yeah.
And Semko like put himself in right at nipple level. And I was like, if that ice gets moving and it's like a slice of that nip, I was like, what's going to cut glass? His nip or that ice? I don't know. It's going to be a battle of the hardest, sharpest, coldest pieces there. But yeah. So 3.5 minutes. You know, you started feeling quite literally like it was almost like a cartoon. It's like you saw it turn blue and it's like boop, up your leg. You're like, okay, this is getting kind of chill.
I was feeling good. I was kind of singing to my music a little bit, and I was like, this isn't so bad. This feels just like my bucket of ice with my ankle in, and it feels just how it does like 3.5 minutes in. Like not bad, but it's a little painful. And then it just all of a sudden turned to like, thank God this isn't 11.
Yeah,
because unless it somehow got better, which it wasn't going to, it was just going to be pain. I think I maybe could have done 8.
Yeah.
Because I could have maybe pushed it to 7 and then like 1 more minute. It would have been so painful.
Yeah.
But that's about where I think I could have. 11 would have... I don't know if it was worth it to try to go to 11.
No.
Like if there was like money on the line or something, maybe. But I think 8 would have been about my limit.
8's a good mark. 8's an impressive mark if you could get there, and you will if you ever want to. The door's always open. But I think you mentioned that energy drink's going to be your bag.
Yes.
So you got to share with the people, what were you listening to while you were in the dip?
Well, I had. Oh man, I kind of do forget. I think one of them was Henry Dugan. It was called Hungry. And then the other one was called Rescue Me by a few different like EDM artists.
So you went something with a little upbeat.
Yeah. But I kind of had the one Hungry song. It kind of is like perfect for the moment. Like, you know, you're built for this. You can do this.
Oh, so it's all pumping you up. Yeah, just like before a match.
It's actually like a preacher that is like doing a sermon or something that the guy takes it from.
All right.
But he's just kind of like, you can do whatever you put your mind to.
There you go.
And
Positive.
I was just sitting in there. Oh, no. The other song was DJ Snake and Major Lazer.
Oh, Major Lazer.
That was a good one. 1 by 1, let me see you. 2 by 2, let me hear you.
See, I go to the opposite. It's like I use the time in the Cold Plunge as a serenity. I usually listen to orchestral like tracks, Max Richter, something like from the Leftovers soundtrack. Who knows Leftovers? That's a great show. Sleeping on Leftovers.
That's one that a lot of people are angry with how it ended.
Yeah, my wife is one of those people. She was so excited about the whole show, and then the ending was just kind of for her like fart noise. Yeah. I loved it. I thought it was like a cool little wraparound. Everybody, I'm not going to spoil it, but it's a good watch. Jimbo knows all about it. If I had to guess, I'd say maybe it's on Semko's radar. Not Semko's radar, Seabear's radar. I'm not sure if he's watched it, though, or not. But yeah. So you listen to some pump-up music.
I was thinking that perhaps going that route of like a slower song, because typically when you're doing things, like if I'm going on a long run, sometimes wanting to keep the heart rate down, you're able to go longer. I was like, I think I need the heart rate up to get the blood moving. So, like, whatever's going to fire you up.
Yeah. You know, whatever's going to get you through. Because it was a sprint, right? You're going 5 minutes. It was a sprint. You didn't need to have to go for a marathon or anything like that. All right. Thank you, sweetheart. The missus just airdropped us the video.
Nice.
We won't play it here. Maybe we'll put it on our internal group's WhatsApp.
I do actually have. We are on YouTube.
We're on YouTube?
We are.
Ooh.
Well, we can just listen to the podcast.
That's all you need.
But we can put the video.
I think we have to now.
So
our first video on our YouTube page.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're gonna get some massive views.
Yes, we are. Because people love pain.
Yeah. This is probably gonna. I can't wait if someone like picks it up and is like, "Look at this." Dumb.
Yeah. He's like, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. I was like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
Well, was it on a scale of 1 to 10? The pain on physical activity, was it up there with some of the worst, or have you had worse?
I definitely, when I got out and was standing by, thank you for having like your fire going.
Yes, I did have my fire going to warm me
up. You and your lovely wife got me some warm blankets.
Yes,
that was very nice of you all. But it definitely reminded me exactly of, and things kind of come full circle, but. I'm 99% sure that I played a icebreaker tournament right at the soccer fields right by the house I live in now.
Really?
Yes. Like everything really looks so much similar to when we played there. But obviously being an icebreaker, it was like coming out of winter into spring.
Yes.
It was so cold. And it was like, I remember we actually won. We won the tournament.
Nice.
And I remember our coach, he wanted to give like a speech afterwards. And the other team is like, hell no. And like, but he's like, no, let me talk. And he gave like a 1-minute speech, but we're all like, we got to get in the freaking car. And it's like blasting the heat and like putting my feet and hands up against like the heaters in the front seat. And it seemed like it took a half hour for everything to finally like de-thaw. That was awful. Thank God we won.
Yes.
I actually played goalie a few times in that tournament.
Goalie? What a waste of speed. What are you doing in goal?
I actually played varsity high school goalie.
What?
For a game.
What?
Yes.
Was it just a goof? You're like, let me see what this is all about.
No. Unfortunately, it was like an injury to our starter, and then our backup was academically ineligible. And then the JV goalie was academically ineligible. And it was one of those where, like, the grades
You were
just
the
came
emergency
out.
quarterback.
So they had me, I was a sophomore, and the 2 juniors that made the team. Our coach was like, you guys choose. Seniors, because there was, like, 10 of them or 12. It's like, you guys choose, because I don't know what the hell to do. And so I volunteered, and the other 2 did, and then they just took shots on us, and I guess I saved the most.
Hey.
But, yeah, pitched a 2-0 shutout, man.
Look at you.
Damn right.
Yeah, that was your opportunity. Forget about all the others. You should have stayed goalie. You could have been the Tim Howard of our generation.
Man, I did so well. They were passing back to me. I was distributing. Made a couple point-blank saves.
Point blank.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Add that to the slideshow.
Yeah, slideshow. So, it made me start thinking about it because I knew you were like, this is going to be the most painful thing I've ever done. And maybe per second, it was the most painful thing you did because it was only 5 minutes long. That game was probably an hour and a half, 2 hours. So per second, that was probably the most painful thing you've ever done. When you asked me, it was like, well, what painful physical is? Me, just so many broken bones. It's all the injuries.
Just getting up and starting your day.
Just crack. Oh, so it's like when I broke my arm snowboarding and I had to literally get bobsledded down. Not bobsledded. Jet ski down. Not jet ski. What am I talking about? Snowmobile. Snowmobile down.
Jet ski.
Jet ski. And my humerus, I remember it was humorous because it wasn't very humorous.
No.
Was broken and I didn't know this at the time. So I get all the way down to the bottom of the hill. And, of course, this was the last run. The first day of our snowboarding trip, Austin Magruder was there. Kurt Emery was there.
Whoa.
Yeah. Kurt Emery's getting an early shout-out on this episode.
Record.
But long, embarrassing snowmobile down the hill. It's like, oh, look at that guy. Can't handle this board. Get all the way down there. Get to the ambulance. It's an hour drive to the nearest hospital.
That's gotta be a miserable
sub-freeze, and it's in the boonies, the bumpy, gravelly roads in West Virginia. The ambulance techs or the EMTs, they give me, and they're like, we can't give you anything for the pain because it's so cold. We're afraid you're going to pass out, so we can't give you anything for the pain. So you're just going to have to hang on tight. So I was like, all right, great. So let's just get me in the gurney. Let's get going. And I was holding my arm almost like in a 90-degree angle because I was like, guys, this is the only position where my arm doesn't freaking hurt. So please hold it while I brace myself as I sit down on this shaky gurney that you obviously didn't lock in. So I'm grabbing at the gurney. They're holding my arm, and the guy goes, oh, no, the gurney's not locked in. He lets go of my arm to go lock it. My arm swings down, and I swear the bone started pushing out. Just blood-curdling scream. That's a pain that I'll never forget.
Oh, my God.
I was like, and so then they're like, oh, right, sorry. And I was like, and then what was insult to injury is that when they first got me down and they were cutting the sleeve out because they had to see what the damage was, they thought this was like the comedy half hour. They're coming over. I'm a college kid. I don't have like the fancy like Hurley clothes or the so he's like, oh, this sucks. I have like a thermal, like a legitimate like thermal on. It's like, usually when I cut these up, it's all the designer stuff. And I was like, well, excuse me, I don't have it. And then my arm's broken. So this arm is 3 times the size of this arm. Oh. And the guy decides this is the time to be like, hey, you're really working out that arm. I was like, get out of here. What are you doing?
You were having none of that.
I was like, this is not the time.
I wonder if other people have been like receptive to that.
Like, that's a good one. So I'm in an immense amount of pain. Thank you for lightening the mood. And I'm like, get the freak out of my face. So that was definitely up there. One of our last years of trap. I don't know if you remember this game, but we were playing against, I think they were ex-football players.
Okay. And
I was playing safety at the time because I think Kurt had already graduated. Yeah. And the play had ended. And I was just like, there was this one guy this was his Super Bowl. This guy's on the team. You've even seen these guys and like the intramural stuff where they treat like this is their apex. This is the top of the mountain for them. I'm just out there having fun, getting some exercise. Play's over. Apparently, he's still running his route, not even looking where he's going, and he collides into me, and he splits my orbital bone.
Yes.
You remember this?
Yes, I do now.
Orbital bone splits it wide open, and I get 8 stitches right there, and I'm bleeding everywhere, concussed. Only good thing is that the nurses told me it was pretty cute, so there's a happy ending.
Now, see, that's how you're supposed to treat somebody.
There you go. Yeah, so give me the cute one. Don't give me the overweight middle-aged man that's making. It's like, I'll be at the chuckle bucket on every Thursday. You should come out. Like, get out of here.
Trying his new stuff on you.
Yeah. So yeah, all of my painful physical events are quite literally breaking bones, stitches, that type of stuff.
Yeah, I remember I broke my wrist in soccer. And I remember my mom had to take me to the game and getting in the car. And I just was like, run every red light. Like, this hurts.
Just get me there.
Yeah. And then, of course, I mean, she doesn't do that. But then we get there and we have to sit there for like what felt like an hour. It was probably like 30 minutes. But I'm just like, I mean, it's like my wrist is just not straight anymore. Yeah. And I'm just like sitting there looking at it. And it's like,
this ain't right.
Is anyone going to help me? Like, this sucks. But no, the only other things I could like think of were like doing some of like my races, like whether it was even like track, like 400 or a mile, or like the Marine Corps Marathon. Like that wall is real.
Yeah.
Like you just,
right at the end. So for those of you that are on the Marine Corps Marathon, that last, what is it, mile or half mile? It's just a hill.
It is pretty hilly, but it was more like mile 21.
Okay.
Is you're running and you're just exhausted physically, mentally, and you're just, I just wanted to quit for like 2 miles.
Yeah.
And then you catch like this second wind. But yeah, that wall, you're just like, I mean, if I just stop and someone can pick me up, I'm like, this is good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you just like fight through it. And then finally, like, you're like, oh, there's 3 miles left. Okay, like, let's try to push through. And yeah, it's like you go over like the bridge. Like, what was that, 14th Street? Or one of the bridges that just felt like forever. But I remember on that bridge, there was one person on that bridge, and it was this guy, Kale, who we played a little bit of like soccer with, that worked with Todd French. And he was like lightning fast on these runs, but he was out there like cheering. And man, I feel like that helped me get all the way.
Look at that.
He was the only one on that bridge, and
just
like I knew the guy, and he was like jogging with me after he'd already run like a 2-hour marathon. Like, I mean, he was.
So he was already done.
Yeah,
and he came back for you.
Yeah,
that's super cool.
No, and he just.
I thought he was just a spectator, like, oh, the boards, like, go.
I'm pretty sure he ran it, but yeah, we'd do like half marathons, and I'd run decent times, but he'd be done in like an hour and 10 minutes.
Those people are just superhuman. I understand.
They just go out and like, and this is how you're supposed to do it, and I just don't know if I can do it, but you go out really, really fast, and then you just hope to hang on at the end. Like, you're just in pain for the last like 5 miles, but you just try to maintain your pace.
Yeah, like, I blame Will Billy and my flat feet for me never getting into long distance running, except for, of course, the Chicago Marathon, which obviously I completed. Yes, of course. But I'll never forget when Will Billy started doing the runs, and he just come home. He was like, "Oh, there goes another toenail. Just pop right off." And I'm like, "Nope." I was like, "Your body is literally rejecting toenails.
The amount of blisters he would have on his toes.
I'm like, no, thank you very much. He's like, come on. I was like, you are the worst salesman in the world. How do you think this is going to go?
He's probably tried every sock. He's probably tried every
he was doing toe socks. He did the toe socks. Is that supposed to be good for your feet for that type of stuff?
I would think so. You're not having the toes rubbing against. That's what
happens.
Yeah,
that's true. Okay, yeah. There you go.
I was gonna say though, I want to know then where you felt, because when I thought of this topic, I was like, I think I know what one of Brandon's toughest one's gonna be. That Tough Mudder we did in West Virginia.
Dude, I just cramped up. It wasn't even that bad. I cramped up. My calves were en fuego. So I'm very sorry.
No, it's okay, because in reality, because I know he doesn't listen, but if he does, maybe he'll have something to say. You were outpacing Stephen Hunter.
Yes,
still,
I was.
Though.
Yeah.
And he was the one holding us up.
Yes. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Stephen thought he was in shape.
Oh, he's the hot dog. Yeah. Mr. Stephen Hunter.
But yeah, that actually was kind of that was a long.
I love that though. I would do that every day. I would do that. I mean, when you can break up the monotony of a run, I'll do that. Like a mile and then an obstacle. Mile, obstacle.
Just don't do what Chris Hunter did.
Which is?
So one of the obstacles was there was these big trees, literally, and branches, across, and you had to sometimes go, under or over.
Yeah.
And so one of them was about chest height.
He thought he had the ups. He thought he still had the vertical.
Well, no. He came to me and he's like, Jay Bear, you think, kind of if you just run and kind of jump a little bit and run into it, that you'll just kind of flip over.
Physics was not his strong suit.
Neither was mine, because I was like, yeah, I think so.
That's great.
He jumped right into it and just bounced right back.
Just the wind knocked out.
Yeah.
You could hear the wind getting knocked out.
Yeah.
That was that Tough Mudder was probably your first experience of a true cold plunge. Remember, one of the obstacles was you had to completely submerge.
The Arctic Enema.
The Arctic Enema. What a great name.
I've never seen... I love Todd French. Great. One of the best soccer players I've ever played with. Could watch him pass a ball all day. Not the fleetest of foot.
Okay.
I've never seen him run so fast as when he got out of that Arctic Enema and just started sprinting to warm up. He was flying, man. I was like, he passed by. I was like, I don't think I've ever run that fast. He was moving. I don't blame him, though.
All right, so I can assume that we're not scheduling Todd French for the cold plunge then.
Well, absolutely not. I would think not. No.
Well, it's been super cold, man, and apparently we're not the only ones to feel this way. Puxatawny Phil, Groundhog's Day. Today is Groundhog's Day.
It is.
And Puxatawny said, you know what? There's a creep. He's creeping behind me. I see you watching, and someone watching. It was his shadow. 6 more weeks of winter.
I'm not surprised the way it looks outside right now.
Oh my God, I can't get this freaking frozen snow off of my yard. It's weird. You see my front yard, grass everywhere, because I'm the perfect yard with the angle of my hill and the sun. We lose our front yard snow faster than anybody else.
Okay.
But the backyard's covered in trees.
I thought you just decided to be nice to the Amazon driver and actually...
No. No, I was like, the sun will take care of this. The sun will take care of this.
Nice.
I was like, yeah. So, but yeah, Puxatawny Phil, Groundhog's Day, one of the greatest Bill Murray movies of all time, Groundhog's Day.
Yeah.
Please tell me, I don't want a repeat of last week where you upset me voraciously as well as Seabear with the Mel Brooks talk. You are familiar with Groundhog's Day.
I like Groundhog's Day.
Good.
It's a very good movie.
Yeah, it is. I love Bill Murray in it. Do you remember the lady friend that he has?
I'm kind of picturing her, but no.
She's got curly hair.
I don't think I'm going to get it.
All right. How about the cameraman?
No.
Really?
Wait, isn't it Dan Aykroyd? No.
Dan Aykroyd?
No.
Come on. He's got a famous face. I'll give you a hint for the girl. He's got... I mean, the guy's got kind of a boring name, so I'm not going to give you that. It's Chris Elliott. His name's Chris Elliott. He was, what's the other terrible movie that he was in? It was like The First Mate or something like that, where he was like a terrible, swashbuckling pirate or something like that. It was a bad movie, so don't ever about it.
Sounds
Chris
like
Elliott.
it.
But right up his alley. I thought you know Chris Elliott from the Kevin James show, King of Queens. He's done a few guest spots on that show.
Wait, who is he in King of Queens?
I don't know. There's like an episode where he was like in the hospital, and he asked Kevin James to hang out with him because he was like going in for surgery or something like that. But the female lead, I mean, total beauty in her day. She was also in Multiplicity. She's got a guy's first name.
Oh, Chris Elliott. That's right. No, he's the guy in Schitt's Creek.
Oh, yes. And
he's the great guy in what Scary Movie?
Oh, yeah. Give him a strong hand. Yes, I'm sorry. That should have been my lead right there. Yeah, come on. Take my strong hand. Give me the other hand.
You give like the most two obscure roles and movie TV.
That Groundhog's Day role put him on the map.
No, but then the other one, the show, and then I don't even know if he's been in
Well, King I was thinking, Queens. I know that he has absolutely been in King of Queens. And that's your sweet spot. That's why I mentioned King of Queens. But Andie MacDowell, that is the female lead. Andie MacDowell.
Yes. I always struggle to get her name.
Yeah.
I see her in a bunch of things.
But she's good.
Yeah.
Like I said, Multiplicity.
It was a good idea for a movie. I'm kind of glad that there was like a little like movie about that. And Bill Murray does a good job.
Yeah. But one thing I got to say about, and this is the real Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. Why is the town called Gobbler's Knob? Why? Like, are you like really? Who decided to name? It's like two boys just on vacation. Let's call this place Gobbler's Knob. Yum 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 yum. Gobbler's Knob, really?
Look, man, I was kind of just thinking the other way that there's just like, well, there's always some mountainy area that's. I'm trying to think. There's one in West Virginia that's like it's called some kind of knob. Like there's a place in Virginia where it's like it's like a hill or almost like a mountain. So I don't know. Maybe guy was a turkey fan and he's just like, I like gobblers. We'll call it Gobbler's Knob.
Gobbler's Knob. They're up on the mountain. They're like, hey, look at that. Look at Semko over there. He's really going to town on that chowder. He's gobbling away at that thing. Let's call this place Gobbler's Knob.
That sounds about right. I don't know how they name something.
Somebody research this. Why is this place called Gobbler's Knob? My God. But yeah, I mean, what do people still take pilgrimages to like Punxsutawney to see this groundhog? Is this a thing, or is this people still coming around all over Pennsylvania?
I think I would.
You'd go up and see that groundhog for literally 2 seconds.
If it wasn't probably okay, if it was something where there was like a fall foliage around,
I'm sure there is.
Then maybe, but yeah.
Fall foliage. It's February 2nd.
I know. I was going to say, I probably wouldn't see myself traveling there. But if I lived close by, what else is there probably to do?
That's true. Yeah.
It's the event of the... It gets national pub.
It does.
I would have to go.
But man, I mean, I keep hearing about PETA just being like, stop abusing the groundhog. I was like, he's a celebrity. He probably gets fed so many freaking apples.
If PETA had it their way, the humans, we'd all be dead, and the animals would just still be living here.
You remember that South Park episode with PETA? That was hilarious. Do you remember this one? All right, I'm not going to go down this rabbit hole, but yeah, happy Groundhog's Day.
Yeah.
Are you excited about another 6 weeks of winter? Do you believe the groundhog? Do you ever really buy into this?
No, not at all. I think that's just hocus pocus. That's just something that a town created as like a fun little thing, probably part of like a fair that they did, and we're just like, let's just make this a thing, and then it just like caught attention.
Well, it's like the way that I imagined it when it first started, it's like there was an actual groundhog, right? And they saw him, and maybe he did see his shadow, and he's like, bah! And he like ran back inside. It's like, oh, look at his shadow, and then all of a sudden, holy crap, there's another 6 weeks of winter. Now it's a whole like they pick him up.
I know,
and they like he's not looking at anything. He's like looking at sea of people. He's not looking at shadow. He's just a marketing tool or something.
I'd rather us have like moments like these than not, though, and just I don't know,
little kitschy, like memories. Yeah, you're getting nostalgic in your old age.
I definitely am. Once you hit 40, I think Nostalgia Avenue just ramps up. It's
the first exit on the road of life. Right after 40, like, let's go down memory lane.
Well, plus, it's also, I know we'll get to our main topic here in a second, but it's like, the kids these days, it is kind of crazy to me that they're just like, well, anything happened that before the year, like, 2000, like, what's the point? Who cares? And it's just, I don't know. Like, do you guys just literally just never want there to be any moment from any day that's ever recognized? Like, what do you really want life to look like? You just get up, sit down, rewatch like some YouTube videos, go to sleep, and then like repeat. Like, do you not just care about some cool, fun little story that like gets you talking, or is just something different? I don't know.
No, I mean, like I'm right there with you. You know, it's like spice of life. Try new things. It's like go run with the Bulls, go up to Puxatawny. That ain't gonna be me, but go see Niagara Falls.
Yeah,
like go experience things. Don't just sit in front of your freaking TV.
Do something. I don't know. Go to like a strawberry festival or something.
Ooh, strawberries!
Yeah.
Yum yum yum. There's an apple orchard not too far away. You can go pick some apples.
There's like we went to like the New River Gorge National Park in I think literally like the Tuesday, like we left on like a Sunday. That Tuesday was like their like it was like the bridge day because like the bridge is like a pretty famous thing about that whole area. But like they have you can skydive, not skydive, bungee jump off of it.
Yeah, it's like you can't. That's a short skydive.
Yeah,
pull the cord.
Yeah. But it's like their main event, and like some people might just be like, oh, what's the point? And it's just like it's a small town. It's like their thing to do, and it's like it'd be kind of cool to like experience it, and go to like not every single year, but it's nice that every town has like their once a year like thing that they do.
I mean, it's not once a year, but it's like I remember when we were driving back from Roanoke from a trip, we stopped and we saw Natural Bridge. That was cool.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna go there every weekend, but it's cool. It's cool to see. So, yeah, it's nice to walk down memory lane.
Yeah.
We're also going to walk down memory lane because it is Super Bowl week, Semko. And we decided that instead of just talking about the matchup, we've talked to this to death. We know that Brandon was perfect with the Super Bowl predictions, and it's going to continue in the winter. We thought instead of harping over the X's and O's and talking about, is Darnold really better than May? And, is the defense going to show up? And all this sort of stuff. Let's go back and look at the memory books, and let's talk about our favorite Super Bowl moments. What were your favorite Super Bowls? What were your favorite experiences during the Super Bowls? Believe me, and shout out to Seabear for giving me some highlights because I feel like he knew I was going to get the details wrong.
Yeah.
So, good refresher. Thank you, Seabear. For that, because I've got a laundry list of, it doesn't even have to do with the game, but just the activities that surrounded the game.
This is going to be a 4-hour
It will. This alone can be a 2-hour topic, but I'll try and keep it brief unless I feel it needs some length.
That's fine.
But before we do, I kind of said we weren't going to do it, but anyways, who do you have winning? We got to do it. I've got the Seahawks. I've had them since the beginning of the playoffs. I don't see that changing. Who do you got?
I have the Seahawks as well. Look, I don't like the Patriots. I think that's pretty well known. Even though I will at one point get into how I did kind of grow to kind of root for Brady towards the end.
Really?
Yeah, I'll get into that another time. But look, seriously, other than the 2000 Ravens that won the Super Bowl, there really hasn't been a schedule any easier, I feel like. And no, it's not the Patriots' fault, but one, they finished, last year they were, 2 or 4 and whatever, so they didn't play any good team in those 2 flex games because they played bad teams. They played the NFC South, they played the AFC North, they got Lamar Jackson for a half, they didn't have to play Joe Burrow, they really didn't play, other than the Bills twice, they really did not play anybody.
Much competition.
And quite frankly, they played a bad Chargers team. C.J. Stroud helped them out, and they got a backup quarterback in the Broncos. And truthfully, I don't think Drake May and that offense has really looked good. I know they've played some good defenses, but Seattle's is really good.
Yeah. And you look at it, those last two games where you admitted, like C.J. Stroud was literally gift wrapping the ball for that defense half the time. And then you look at that Broncos game where they're playing a guy that hadn't even thrown a ball in 2+ years.
A meaningful ball, yeah.
Those games were still razor thin.
Yes.
Close games.
Yes.
Even though on paper, and if you looked at the stats and you told me that Stroud had 4 or 5 turnovers.
They were up by 7 at the end of the first half, and
then
Stroud had 4 turnovers.
And then, Stidham had 1 touchdown and they scored 7 points. You're like, oh, they blew them out. No, they were close games, both of those games.
They were, very.
So I agree with you that this team might not be all it's cracked up to be, but what a monumental shift. I feel like even 2 or 3 years ago, AFC was top dog, and it was AFC every time. It was the Chiefs, it was the Patriots, even, the Broncos with Peyton Manning. They were the strong ones, and the NFC would just seem like we're the scrappy underdogs. But now the roles are reversed, right? Eagles just mollywopped the Chiefs last year, and this looks to be fairly lopsided. I hope it isn't. I hope it's a competitive game. But yeah, I think we both have the Seahawks. I'm doing it with my brain. I think you're doing it with your brain and your heart. You don't want to see the Patriots.
The only thing I will say maybe Seattle not going great, or I would have wanted them to maybe have not played both teams from their division in the playoffs.
Okay.
Like, I don't know, just seeing another team that you don't know of, just because you knew what those two teams were going to do. It would have maybe been nice if they got to play a team that threw something like unique
the Eagles
or different. And I don't know if having it's now 6 weeks since you played a different opponent than someone in your division. I'm just saying, I thought that I was like, man, they got through the playoffs by just beating their own division. But you got to play who's in front of you.
Well, not only that, but again, we argued it's like that division was.
It was great though.
They were phenomenal teams, and they proved that.
And the Niners beat the Eagles, and the Rams beat the Bears, and they beat like a Panthers team. So they beat other teams, so obviously you're kind of, if you want to play that game of, well, they beat the teams, so we would have beaten them. But I don't know. That just seems weird to me. I don't know if there's ever been a team that's made it to the Super Bowl doing that before.
Playing their division rivals
all the way there. Yeah, that's all they played.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Well, that's interesting, man. I didn't even think about that. Way to die. You always got a little nugget for me, a little Semko McNugget that I just nibble on, so I appreciate that. So before we go into our personal stories and our memorable stories there, let's peel the curtain back. If you can narrow it down to a top 3, give me the top 3 Super Bowls that you remember seeing.
So obviously, I don't know if you have it. I think most, though. I mean, the Patriots over the Falcons, that comeback. I just want to, I'm sorry, ill will, but I'm going to make it quick because I know it's painful.
Don't talk about it.
Why Kyle Shanahan and why Dan Quinn didn't tell Kyle Shanahan to give the ball to Devontae Freeman. He had 11 carries for 75 yards, a 6.8 average. You just needed to literally run the clock out. They never gave him the ball, and that was terrible. And I don't want to dwell on that game because I think is everybody's top game if you watched it because it was a 28-3 comeback.
Yeah.
So I don't want to actually put that in there, but I feel like
so it's an honorable mention. You're not counting it.
It's like I think that is like a real number one, but I think everybody will have that as like their number one if you watched it and stuck with it.
Yeah.
How could that not be the most? The Patriots needed like 10 plays to go their way to win, and they nailed all 10. It was amazing.
I mean, and Edelman had that catch that was just insane.
Yeah. And it's like defensively, it's like, I mean, Julio Jones made that crazy good catch. Yeah. And then it was like an offside. Then the fumble that Matt Ryan had, I think that was like right after that or something. Yeah, it was just everything went right. But there are 3 other games in there that I don't think a lot of people, I think 2 of them a lot of people won't maybe have on there. Okay. Or maybe one maybe won't remember as well. Okay. So I'll run through my 3 real quick.
Yeah, please do.
Because I'm not going to take but so long.
Give me a little blurb. You got to give me a little blurb.
But I'm going to start with the Steelers over the Cardinals.
Yeah, I knew you would. You have to. Yeah. I mean, it's your team, and it was an incredible Super Bowl.
James Harrison, that touchdown.
Was it 99-yard run back?
Or 100. But either way, it was just he's rumbling, stumbling literally.
I mean, that's not a DB we're talking about. No. He's probably pushing 280.
Crazy. First of all, great play that he picked that thing off because that was a bullet that Warner threw, and he's a linebacker who mostly rushes. Yeah. So he's like a D end.
Yeah, nobody saw that.
No.
Nobody had that on their bingo card.
No. But then it was also just Kurt Warner turning back time and when he hit Larry Fitzgerald.
Larry Fitz was so incredible in that game.
And Ben Roethlisberger, he's played in 3 Super Bowls. He's literally maybe played 1 good quarter. And, man, did he save it for that drive, though. And Santonio Holmes.
The toe touch?
Yeah, man. That was crazy. That was a great game.
Huge game.
I think it's always going to hold in my heart because it's the Steelers. I think the last Super Bowl that they won. So, and it was a great game.
It was.
The next one I have, and I remember this, I think I even talked about it as we got off school the next day because of the weather. And I was talking about how it was a Super Bowl. The Rams-Titans.
I love that game. That was, yes, absolutely.
When Mike Jones tackled Kevin Dyson on the 1.
1 yard.
But like Steve McNair kind of had that kind of like the Eli Manning helmet catch where he just evades like 3 guys and he just like wills that team down the field on that final drive. And I remember, I think his name was Kevin Carter, defensive end for the Rams, and Dick Vermeil's the head coach of the Rams. And Kevin Carter, it's like the final drive, Titans are going down, and he pulls himself out. And Dick Vermeil's like, "It's the Super Bowl. What are you doing coming out of the game?" He's like, "I'm tired, coach." And he's like, "Why are you even thinking about being tired? Like, come on." But it was just, and Kurt Warner, that greatest show on turf, like. And that was just, it got tackled on the
Isaac
one.
Bruce, Terry Holt, Marshall Faulk.
Yeah.
And that game still came down. And I remember thinking that game, I was like, man, this game is just dragging along. But, man, it finished in such an epic way. Yeah, it's got one of those. And I feel like, just like the Steelers game, and I'll let you get to your last one, but I just want to kind of add a little blurb to these. But the ones you've given remind me a lot of what I'm considering is just that they had a defining moment.
Yeah.
The Steelers game had multiple defining moments. But that Titans-Rams 1 yard away, that would have tied the game. Would it have tied the game? No, it would have
won the game.
They would have won the game.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I will say this, I want to give some credit, because to get into the final, the Super Bowl, the Rams had to beat that Tampa Bay Buccaneers team that had like the Warren Sapp, Derek Brooks, John Lynch. And it was such a close game. I think it was like 2-6 going into the fourth quarter. And Ricky Prohl scores on like a 30-yard bomb to win. But it was like offense versus that great defense. And that was like, that was almost better than the Super Bowl until like the fourth quarter. Yeah. But it was like seeing them like get over the hump of Tampa Bay, because everyone was like, when they play a good defense, the Rams aren't going to do it. Yeah, that was. And then my last game has a little bit, kind of segue to some of your stories, but it's one that we watched together.
Oh, yes. I think I know where you're going.
The Harbaugh Bowl.
Oh, the Harbaugh Bowl.
Yeah, the Harbaugh Bowl.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it was just like you, me, and the girl you were dating at the time.
Just leave her there.
Leave it there. But no, it was actually a really good game. And the second half, we had the 30 minutes of the lights were out.
Lights were out. Weird. We had Jacoby Jones running a kickoff for a
second
touchdown.
Half.
Yeah.
Colin Kaepernick, like a 17-point fourth quarter deficit, had them coming back, and they had a chance to win at the end.
They did. Yeah.
To Crabtree, I think a couple opportunities, could have been some pass interference.
Yeah.
But it was a little bit of like, watched it with you, man, and that was fun. I was kind of going through some tough times, and it just kind of meant it was very memorable to me.
Awesome.
Watching that game with you, and it ended up being like a good bowl game, and I remember it won. It's the Harbaugh Bowl, but
yes,
I hate the Ravens with a passion. I was rooting for them to win that game because of how much I hate Jim Harbaugh. Like, I can never forget that game, because it's the only game I've ever rooted for the Ravens.
There you go.
Unless it's one of those where, like, I need the Ravens to win so that if the Steelers, like the team that the Ravens beat, the Steelers can get... Yeah, that whole thing. Like, but other than that, this was the first straight-up game where I'm like, I actually want the Ravens to win a Super Bowl.
And it's like, when did I ever think this was going to happen, me rooting for the Ravens?
It took a guy like Jim Harbaugh and his awful antics on the sideline.
I mean, he was a character. Still is.
Still is.
My goodness.
Cheating.
I love it.
Cheater.
Well, yes, I know we'll get into the memories, but I got to give you my top 3, and I'll give them to you fast. There's so many to choose from, and believe me, there were a lot that you'd mentioned. The Patriots-Falcons OT game was just incredible. I mean, it's a Super Bowl in the overtime. I mean, come on.
Yep.
Like, the comeback... I remember, what's the defensive tackle for the Falcons? He still played Jarrett. What's his first name? Grady Jarrett?
Yeah.
God, he was unstoppable. I remember I was watching the game in Hawaii with Jimbo, and Jimbo and I, every time he got a big tackle for loss or sack, we're like, oh, he went to Jarrett. And we just kept saying that. And this party that we're with, they're just like, who invited these two knuckleheads? But we couldn't stop saying it. And the other reason that was an important one for me is that is when the Dwight curse really enveloped. I remember we started for some reason, this is when the hashtag Dwight curse came out. Me and Jimbo, for some reason, I think it was because Dwight was rooting for the Falcons because he can't stand the Patriots, and he was talking all that crap, and he was like, no way they lose this now, or something like that. And every time they scored, Jimbo and I would start firing off texts in our group chat and be like, Again, we were like, oh, DW is the only one that was the one that said that the Titanic was unsinkable. Hashtag Dwikers. and he's like, oh yeah, it's like Dwiker said it was totally safe to fly on the blimp that exploded. Hashtag Dwikers and stuff like that. Yeah, the Hindenburg. Yeah, Dwikers. So that has a personal remembrance for me. And then again, memorable moments. That Edelman catch was absolutely incredible. So I think I have to put it on my 3.
Okay.
And I can't do it. Like it's terrible to say, but there's a good chance that my top 3 were all going to involve the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
I know. I didn't want to do that because I feel like that's going to be a lot of people's.
Yeah.
And so I kind of wanted to find those ones that be like, oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So honorable mention was the Patriots-Seahawks game. Why are you throwing on the 1-yard line when you got Marshawn Lynch in the backfield?
But that, like, Jermaine Kearse to get them down there had that crazy catch that, like, the Patriots guy deflected and he's, like, on the ground and catches it. They score that 1 touchdown right before halftime on, like, a 40-yard rope, and you're just like, wait, what? Like, that was a good game.
That was a huge game. And again, it looked like finally someone's going to knock the Patriots off. And it got too cute.
Dumbest
got
call.
too cute. Honorable mention, because I can't really have all Patriots, so it's honorable mention. Number 2 for me, we were also together with. It's not the one that you're thinking of.
Oh, here we go.
It was no. It's not that one. I'm not even going to count that one because that one's more memorable for other reasons. But the actual game, and I enjoyed the game. It was good. But for me, it was the David and Goliath. It was the Giants beating the Patriots, the undefeated Patriots in the Super Bowl. We were with all of our friends. The helmet catch. Yeah. Like, nobody gave anybody a chance. The Patriots were this unstoppable force all year. They were the ones that revolutionized. We're always going for it in 2. I remember this distinctly. In that season, they always went for 2 because they're like, you're never going to stop us. So we're just always going to go for 2. I mean, they're just pummeling people. Just absolutely destroying people. And the Giants with Eli Manning,
that defensive line.
Yes.
Strahan, Tuck,
Umenyiora, yeah.
And I'm going to feel bad. I can't remember the 4th guy. But, man, they were all over. It's funny, Bill Belichick, not maybe the greatest coach. You got out-coached by Tom Coughlin.
Yeah, Tom Coughlin. All he did was like, Tiki, you're holding the ball too loose. Just hold it up tight and you'll never fumble again. That's all he did. That was his claim to fame.
I know.
It's like, just tuck it up like it's a purse, like it's a loaf of bread that you don't want to lose and bring to your family. So that's number 2 for me. What an incredible game, down to the finish.
Yes.
And again, like, I feel like every Vegas bettor had Patriots by 2 tutties in that game.
How could you not?
And the Giants prevailed. Now, Todd's not going to like hearing any of this. Our buddy T.O.D.D.
Yeah.
And that's one of the memories that will probably go down that road. But, man, what an impactful game. That was just so incredible. But for me, the number 1, and it's more sentimental because I couldn't tell you, like, any specific plays of it, but it was the Super Bowl that got me jazzed about football, and it was 1992, and it was the Washington Redskins beating them Buffalo Bills. I remember distinctly going to my parents' friend's house. Everybody was just energetic and exuberant, and they won the Super Bowl. And that game is what got me excited about football. I was like, I need to start watching this. This is must-see TV. So from a sentimental standpoint, that will always be, until we win our next one, which could be never.
Yeah, it might be a while.
That'll always be my one, because it's what got me excited about football and NFL at a young age.
That is probably the first game I remember. Same thing, my parents went to it was a huge party with a bunch of friends.
Yep.
And I mean, as a kid, we were playing most of the time. I do remember sitting there watching some of it, but you know, my dad, he really raised me to despise Washington. So like
so you were on the other side. You were rooting for them Bills.
I mean, kind of, yeah. I mean, or just not really caring as much because it was
like, Dad, can I have a hot dog? Shut up, the game's on. You're like, okay, I love you. Shut up.
Pro Steelers.
Yeah.
Anti Washington. Yeah. But yeah, that is a good one though. I wish I remembered a little bit more about that game, but I could see how that
top there. Yeah, it got me excited about football. My first initiation. Okay, so now we got the big games out of the way, right? Now we can push that out of the way. Nobody wants to hear about that. Everybody wants to hear about our personal stories. Come on, that's what people want to hear about. Our most memorable stories involving our friends, watching the Super Bowl. Like, I feel like we're going to have a lot of the same. So here's what I say. Let's have you go one, and I will, if I'm included, if I'm a part of this, I will add on, and I won't repeat the story. And then we'll go back and forth like that.
I'll be honest. I think I've only got like a couple
that
I remember.
All right. Well,
I wasn't there for all of them.
You weren't.
I mean, obviously, the
Also,
Green Bay Packers, Pittsburgh Steelers at Captain Pell's.
Captain Pell's. Put them out of business.
I mean, it was also a going away party for Chris Hunter.
Yeah, supposedly. Last Super Bowl. See you, bro. All right. Enjoy North Carolina? South Carolina?
I think South Carolina.
Charleston.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was all of all of our friends at this
everybody you can think
seafood place, and it was also all of like Chris Hunter's family.
No, you're mixing up. Those are two different events.
It?
Yeah, one was like a brunch at Captain Pell's, and then one was a Super Bowl.
My
at
memory's
Captain
a little
Pell's.
hazy.
It's okay. We were probably sitting at the exact same table.
I remember it almost that way.
Yeah.
But no, it was, we were watching the Super Bowl, and obviously I'm a huge Steelers fan and had my gear on, and so everyone was really rooting against me.
Just ragging on it, because that's what friends do. It's
Yeah,
like we have no rooting interests. We just rag on the team, the person that actually does. Right?
Yeah.
Steelers suck.
And I believe it was we started making tallies of all the jokes you could make about Ben Roethlisberger, and I don't know how we can say this.
We can't. But it had to do with a lot of sticky towels. You want to put it that way?
Yeah, and he wasn't maybe the nicest to women. So,
yeah, he had a very aloof demeanor.
Yeah.
About.
So there were just a lot of negative comments and about Ben Roethlisberger, and it was just kind of like, I think we got up to like 50 of clever.
Yeah, we're trying
you guys
to
were you guys were on fire.
Zings. Yeah. I wish I had some of that. I wish we'd written them down. I think we did, but it was on that parchment paper that they put on the crab tables, and they just shred them. We should have kept those.
I know, because I was like, some of them
I know we tallied them. I know we marked the tallies. I know we did that.
I was like, short up, guys. And then after a while, I was like, these are really good.
It's like, ooh, that was impressive. It's like, I like how you got there. Take a little story, a little short story down that route. Yeah, I love that one. I distinctly remember thinking, this is too good to be true, because I think it was like $50 a head, but it was all you could eat crab. Mm-hmm. And then the kicker where we're like, well, you're going to lose money on this, is it was all you can drink. All you can drink, all you can eat. And we're like, well, this is not going to go well for you.
Nope.
And we crushed so many blue crabs. If you remember this, they ran out. They ran out of blue crabs. So they're like, we only got snow crab legs. We're like, oh, geez, twist my arm. Wah, yes, I'll take some freaking snow crab legs. Because they didn't want to renege on their offer.
I know.
It's all you can eat.
Power to them.
Give me my money back. And then I can't remember how many Coronas that we just crushed on that. But yeah, needless to say, I asked Seabear about this because he's the one who told us about this.
Yeah.
And I was like, are we doing it again next year? He's like, they're not doing it again next year. They can't afford it. They just like,
a big L.
Do it. Yeah. It's like they're never doing this ever again because of us. And then, of course, one of my favorite parts, and it's one of my favorite pranks of all time. For those of you that don't know, one of our good friends, Seabear, is almost just like vomit inducing with malt vinegar. He can't stand malt vinegar. He can't sense the smell, the taste, anything. And of course, we're at a seafood place. It's everywhere. Yeah. Malt vinegar is freaking everywhere. So he's like, of course, we're there for like 3 or 4 hours. I got out of the bathroom. He had just gotten a fresh beer. And I was like, how can I make this joke last? It could have been very easy for me to just pour malt vinegar into his beer, and then I'd ruin the beer. I'm not going to ruin a beer. Shame on you. Alcohol abuse. And I was like, I got to make it seem very, like, where's the smell coming from? Where is it coming from? Because he made sure there was no malt vinegar within, like, an arm's reach of him. It's like nothing in my vicinity, no malt vinegar. So I took a napkin, and I doused it, almost like chloroform, with this malt vinegar, and I just started rubbing the neck of his bottle of beer. Just rubbing it all up and down the bottle or the neck of the bottle. Comes back out of the bathroom, and it took everything.
I know,
for me not to just bust out laughing, just watching him just befuddled, like take a sip of his beer. Where is that coming from?
He's
looking under the table,
looking under the table.
He's like looking for my. He's like looking at my. He's like, give me the ball. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. It took it for, and I just started like. he finally found out that I did because I couldn't keep it in.
Yeah, it was too
and
hard.
I just bust out of it. Man, it was just such a great prank. And Seabear,
So
you were
angry.
he was angry, but in the end, he was a good sport about it. But man, it was so funny. Just every time he took a swig, he thought it was in his beer.
I know.
He's like, "Who did it?" I was like,
What'd you put in my beer?
And I was like, and I wasn't lying. I was like, I swear to God, nobody put anything in your beer. Technically, we didn't. Put it on the outside of the bottle. You just happened to be whiffing it every time you took a swig. And just the face and just the befuddlement, everything about it was just the best, and I just loved it to death.
It couldn't have gone any better.
I know. It went swimmingly. So that'll always have a soft spot in that memory for sure. I'll go to the next one that we did together. I'll leave the Patriots Giants game if you want to kind of go that. I'll go in a different route. I'll go with that Colts Saints Super Bowl at the apartment that me and Todd were living in, and we invited you and Will Billy, and this was when we did our feats of strength. Do you remember this?
Yeah, a little bit.
So this is, I don't know if I was just, pushed up on testosterone or whatever the case may be, and like Semko and I had always been somewhat competitive, but it never came to blows or anything like that. But man, for some reason, I don't know what it is. Do you remember how this started?
I remember fighting a little bit, and like that's about it.
Yeah, like all of a sudden we started full blown like wrestling, throwing ourselves all like around the apartments. So much so that, like, even in our it was an apartment, so we had a little foyer. We, like, got wedged in the foyer, and we're like, the game is up. We're missing the game.
I don't remember anything from the game.
I remember they did an onside kick. That's about it.
Yeah.
And we're
I think I was, like, in a headlock, and we're like, did you see the onside
Yeah, and we're
kick?
like, I'm a little busy right here. And, like, being competitive as we were, neither of us wanted to bow out and just say tap or anything. It was like, no, I'm not going to allow this to happen. And the other thing that I remember is... I was the heel. Like, I remember Will Billy being like, "Get him, Jason!" And I was like, "What the heck? Where's my rooting?" And my girlfriend at the time was there, and she was just embarrassed. She's like, "I'm not even watching this. I'm just gonna watch the game. I can't believe this."
Looking back at it, I'm like, we literally were just like fighting and wrestling for like 2 hours during a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and and Seabear was there. Thank you, Seabear, for this. I remember why I at least initiated this, because we did Power Hour right before the game.
That never leads to anything
Liquid courage.
productive. I know. I think we'd had built up so much of like that. Like, I kind of want to just fight this guy.
Yeah, I think this was in the middle of our tennis battle era.
Yeah.
And we're like, you know what, tennis isn't doing it anymore. We gotta take this up a notch.
And mine as well, yeah. Liquid courage, and it's a Super Bowl, and it's not the most appealing Super Bowl game.
Yeah.
And let's just have it out.
And I remember I like passed out. I was exhausted.
I know.
I was exhausted. It's like I fell asleep. I woke up. I was like,
I don't remember the end of it.
Yeah. So yeah, memorable from the extracurriculars, not from the game.
And I don't really think we've got a clear-cut winner. I think
it was a dead heat the whole time. And I do think that eventually we just kind of called it.
Yeah.
Eventually. But I remember distinctly, like, even Will Billy's about as calm as a cucumber as they get. But when he started John and be like, "Get him, Semko," I was like,
you're about ready to fight.
I had a headlock. I remember, like you said, you were in a headlock, and I had you, and I was like, when I'm done with him, you're next, Will Billy. He's like, "Bring it on!" And he was like taking his shirt off. I was like, "Oh, I don't want none of that. No way. I'm exhausted. You're gonna take me as no, thank you very much." And Will's a big guy.
Yeah.
I was like, "No." I was like, "Oh, that was bluffing." Like,
we know Nacho. Too.
Yes. Oh man, that's another story.
Yeah, I know.
When we get Kurt Emery on the call.
Oh my God.
Or maybe Seabear. We get Seabear. He can share his insights of the infamous Nacho. So that's my next story. You got another memorable story with the Super Bowls?
I know that Patriots Giants.
Yeah.
And I know there was a punch thrown.
Punch to the chest.
The chest.
Yes.
I believe it was Todd French.
It was.
I can't remember.
Why was he so puncher?
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Not the punchy.
And why was he so upset?
Man, he was. I remember he was wearing a jersey.
What team was he rooting for?
Blue, but they were both blue.
Yeah.
Maybe a little silver trim. Does that ring a bell?
Eli Manning guy?
No, not after that game. I don't think so. Yes. So Todd and we were with this whole Patriot family.
Yes.
Meg was there. Grizz. Is Grizz a Patriots fan? By marriage, maybe?
Yeah, I think by marriage.
Molly was there. All the Frenches were there. We were at, I think, Meg's apartment in
like Meg and David
Newport
were living
News.
together or something. Yeah.
And we were like, I think this was my first introduction to Meg. And
might have been mine too.
yeah. And one of my favorite was not the punch. Although I have a hot take on the punch, which we'll get to.
Okay.
But during that whole game, so for those of you that need a little refresher, this was the Patriots-Giants game, the game that I was talking about. Undefeated Patriots go to the Giants. Patriots fans, diehard of our friends, Todd French, his family. I'm giving Todd's full name here for some reason. What do you give his middle name? Julian? No, I don't remember. Todd Julian French.
Benjamin, I think.
Benjamin, that's what it was. But Dwight's there, you're there, I'm there, Chris is there, Will's there, I think Kurt's there. The whole gang is there to watch this game because we're like, are we going to watch
greatness?
History? We're going to watch an undefeated team, first since the Dolphins.
Yeah. Who's
a Dolphins fan in our friend group?
Dwight.
And what jersey was he wearing for that?
Had to be a Dan Marino.
It was a Dolphins jersey, I can tell you that.
Or was it Ray Finkel?
Might have been Ricky Williams.
Ricky Williams, okay.
But the way the apartment was, it was like compartmentalized. There was like a front viewing and a back viewing. You remember this? And there was two TVs. And you, me, Chris, Will were in the front viewing, and then the Patriots fans in the back. Dwight decided to sit right next to the Patriots fan group. And this was the first initiation of the Dwight curse that I really was involved with, because the entire game he was cheering for the Patriots.
Yeah.
So, come on, Tom Brady, you got it. And every time he did it, I could see a vein jut out of Todd's neck every time. Every time there was a bad play, Dwight in his best fake earnestness would be like, "Come on, I can't believe that. Are you kidding me?" And just Todd couldn't make eye contact. He was so furious.
Yeah.
That whole game.
I was so glad that we were separated like that.
I know. I kept looking at you, and I was like, "Don't turn around."
I didn't want to make a bad move. I didn't want to say anything.
I'm not gonna. We're just like, oh.
You could feel that tension in that house, and then you just hear Dwight, and you're like, "Oh my god!"
And he couldn't help himself, and he was just reveling in it. But he was doing such a good job of his fake enthusiasm. It was so hard not to laugh. So the game ends. Right?
Yeah.
And this is where I've got a hot take on this, because the way that it was formed is that Todd was like storming off, blah blah blah, and Chris was just in the crossfire. Seabear was just in the crossfire.
Tough game, man.
And he said, "Hey, tough." And then Todd just right in the chest. Ooh, knocks the wind out of Chris.
Hits him hard.
Because he's like, I don't want to talk to everybody, but he didn't say any of that. But that was just him.
Yeah.
And Todd's not exactly a bodybuilder at this time. He's limber and he's agile, but he's not putting up two plates, right?
No,
but he put some power behind that punch. But my hot take is that I think Chris seeked him out. That's where I think that a lot of people. I think Chris seeked him out. I don't think in the sense of trying to agitate, but trying to console.
Okay.
So I'm going to give Seabear a little bit of credit there, but I don't think it was crosshairs. I think I remember vaguely Seabear looking for Todd, swimming through and be like, "Hey, buddy, how you feeling?" And then at that moment, that's when Todd just kind of was like, "You know what? Punch."
And probably Todd, after having listened to Dwight.
Yeah, he's like, that's Seabear's true earnest. Like, hey, man.
But at that point, Todd is thinking anything, because we are the type of friends that even after a game like that, we would still kind of like, even if the knife is in there, we would twist it.
Absolutely.
So it's not beyond belief that Todd would have just thought that anything any of us would have said was just twisting.
I think Darkness was there, too. I'm sorry, Darkness. Darkness was there.
Yeah, I think so.
And I think Ilwa was there, too. I think the whole gang was there.
Yeah.
So it was memorable. We were all there.
Yeah.
Very, very fantastic.
But it was so tense. You're just kind of like, did I really
enjoy
that?
I enjoyed the game because it was white knuckle the whole time.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, and again, I was putting blinders on. I was like, I'm just gonna try and enjoy the game.
Yeah.
And just,
I don't want to like make a noise or something that gets the Patriots fans to just attack.
Yeah. So my next one is going to be, God, we have so many, and I know this is going to be the chunk of the episode, but this is the fun
good
stuff, right? It's your Steelers Cardinals games, and I kind of touched on this earlier.
Yeah.
And again shout out to Seabear for giving me a little bit of the pieces that I was missing. So I forget who it was. It was either me or Seabear, and we found out that there was this club in DC that was going to be playing the game, and they had like buckets of beer, and it's like, again, you pay for entry, and then it was all you can drink. Anytime we can find a place that's any all you can drink, we're like, yeah, that sounds like a great deal.
Gold mine.
So we go to this place. It was called Nightclub Love or Love Nightclub. Very interesting name for a Super Bowl,
watch a Super Bowl
party, but
had
in
to be
DC.
free beer.
Yeah, and buckets of beer. Of course, it's like Bud Light. It's the light beer, but whatever. So we're watching the game, and it's Will, Billy, me, Seabear, and Austin Magruder.
Oh,
A little Austin shout
okay.
out. See if we can get this pod out to Colorado,
Is he
which
still
is
out
where he's
there?
at. Yeah, he
Okay.
is. He's living the best life for
Good.
Mr. Austin, the faux flying tomato.
Yep.
Yeah. But it was the four of us right there. We watched the game, and again, I was like, man, this is such a great game. This is, like, fantastic. And then right around the fourth quarter, right when it really started to get hair-raising, right, I told you that I turned around, and I was like, where the heck is Seabear?
Yeah.
Where'd Austin go? And me and Will are just like, what's going on? And this is back before smartphones, so we're like texting, like, yeah, okay. It's like, you get turned around. And they're like, we're outside. We're like, what are you doing outside? And he was like, they're just trying to explain it, but we're like, what is going on? They're like, whatever. So I was like, I can't really talk. There's a great game on right now,
Yeah.
so we'll see you outside.
Yeah.
Try and get in, but we're going to finish watching this game. So Will, Billy, and I just finished watching the game. Find out after the fact what happened is that, again, liquid courage, and Seabear, I think he was amped after a play. I forget what it was. Might have been the Fitzgerald touchdown.
Okay.
And he's like, yeah, and he like pushes Austin, but he pushes him a little bit too hard,
Yeah.
and he pushes him over like an ottoman or a couch, and Austin goes like flying.
Yeah.
Well, Austin takes disrespect from this.
Oh, God, of
And
course.
he full force shoves Chris like across the room. And that's when the bouncer's like, you guys are done.
Mm-hmm.
Grabs them both and kicks them out. So while Will and I were watching one of the most exciting Super Bowls we had ever seen, they're banging on the door, pleading to be let back in.
Oh, my God.
Seabear, of course, Seabear can twirl a tail as well as anybody. And he's he's trying to like convince the bouncers, like, oh, my sick brother's inside, I'm his ride home, blah, blah, blah. And I just remember almost the funniest part of that memory from what I recall is that when the game ended, we couldn't find Seabear or Austin because the game plan was like, okay, we'll all hit the metro, we'll all go home together.
Okay.
We all went 4 different directions.
Did you really?
All 4 different directions. Like, I made it home. I think Seabear made it home. Will, like, just slept in the metro because he got stuck on a train or something like that. I don't even know what happened to Austin. But then we all reconvened and made it to Vienna Inn the next morning, and we had a nice come-together breakfast where we all called out of work the next day.
That tracks with kind of, I think, any of our stories. Is I'm not sure how they got home last night, but I don't know. We're getting
We all made it back to Vienna Inn. Shout out Vienna Inn. Great little place.
It was.
And, we just were like, there's no way I can make it in today. There's just no way. So I've got one more, unless you got another Super Bowl shout out.
I couldn't really, there was like a long period of time where I think I was like still in Newport News, so I think I missed a lot of games. So I don't know if there was really any other that I was around y'all for.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like it was before the time we really started really hanging out.
Yeah.
Like we knew of each other, we didn't really hang out.
Because after we graduated, you all, basically everyone went back up to Northern Virginia. Mm-hmm. And I stayed down in Newport News for like 2 or 3 more years.
Yeah.
And then kind of made my way back up.
Well, only one of my memories is up in Northern Virginia without you. That was that last one. It was hilarious. Because, I mean, the Captain Pills was with you.
That's true.
The Feats of Strength was with you.
That's right.
Before I get to mine, correct me if I'm wrong, but Seabear told me that you had a very entertaining after party for the Pats Giants game. He says you and Seabear watched a very infamous video. Do you remember this? I'm gonna just because I can't tell you what the like after the Patriots Giants game. Is that like we're not gonna talk about what Seaver? At least I'm telling you that I told Jamer. Do you recall this with Caitlin? He swears I was there, and I was like, I was not there for that.
I think you would remember.
I think I would remember that.
I think I do remember. How do you not forget watching? I didn't remember it till you just brought that up.
You blocked that out.
I had blocked that out. It was like the Jaws Rules fan club. I had blocked that out till someone brought it up. Yes, Seabear, I do remember watching that. Just artistic video.
Yeah, it was quite artistic, yes, to say the least. All right, the last one I got was the nip slip game. You remember when Janet Jackson and her the Justin Timberlake, you ripped her.
I remember that. What game was that?
I don't remember the game.
Oh.
I just remember where it was.
Oh.
I was like, where else would I be to watch a nip slip? I was at freaking Hooters with Seabear and Will.
Perfect
like,
location.
This is and I missed it. Like, I feel like I was like ordering my wings or something like that, and Chris was like, "Oh," and I'm like, "What?" He was like, "Did you say that?" And I was like, "Say what? What are you talking about?" So I didn't even see. Yeah, I was too busy chowing down.
Yeah. There are good wings.
I was making conversation with our very entertaining host with the most.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's my last one. Other than that, there's the here and there, but I think those are the big hitters as far as the memories go. A lot of memories from a lot of really great moments. Somebody else has a lot of great memories, a lot of great moments, but apparently not enough to get him into the Hall of Fame on the first ballot. So we got to talk. It'll be a light one, but can we talk about Bill Belichick not making it on a first balloter Hall of Fame?
Yes, absolutely.
Give me your scoop. What's the reason?
I think there's so much behind the scenes that I think there's two things. So the NFL, to get into the Hall of Fame, it's not a rule, but basically they do at least put in 4 people every year.
Okay.
Like 4 to 8, but it's always 4 at the minimum. Minimum. Baseball, sometimes no one gets in.
One person, maybe.
Yeah, maybe, or 2. So it's like you kind of have to put in people. And as much as I don't like the guy, I think Deion Sanders actually did kind of say something that I thought was kind of right. And maybe it's because I look at it the same way. I know you're in the Hall of Fame, but there's also a difference in some of those Hall of Famers. Like, there's your all-time greats. There's, like, the all-decade team that makes it, and then there's the ones that aren't. I mean, you're Hall of Famers. But I feel like
you're fringe. You're more fringe.
There should be, like, I think, that little extra distinction. And I think being a first ballot Hall of Famer is kind of the distinction. The distinction. And I don't know, Bill Belichick, I think Patriots fans will sit there and tell me, well, he won like 6 Super Bowls. Okay. And if that's all that it's based on, then I guess I would kind of say, well, you cheated for 4. Because Deflategate, yes, you didn't videotape that St. Louis Rams practice, but actually from 2000 to 2007, you guys were illegally, whether you want to do semantics and call it they weren't at the right level, you were actually cheating. Like, you were caught cheating, videotaping where you shouldn't have. You're cheating. And then Deflategate, whether or not you want to call that, they really couldn't come to a super big conclusion, but it obviously, more people were saying it would probably seemed like you guys were doing something wrong when, I don't know, ball boy takes all these balls into a bathroom, Tom Brady smashes a cell phone. So that's another Super Bowl. So
I feel like with the Deflategate, like you said, there's a lot of smoke and gun, right?
Exactly.
It's like you guys did a lot of really confusing. You made some confusing decisions that only make you look more guilty.
Yeah. I don't know what other team other than the New Orleans Saints with Bountygate. You guys have 2 issues with the one head coach at the helm. What other team other than the Saints is there anything swirling around that team? So I think that's a big knock. Also, too, I think, because the Patriots fans will also tell me, well, he was so brilliant. I mean, he got Tom Brady. Okay, first of all, what coach GM is looking to draft their next starter in the 6th round? Oh, but he was so smart. He knew that, why take him earlier? Drew Bledsoe was 29 years old.
Yeah, prime of his career. Yeah.
He was a number 1 overall pick. So it wasn't like he was just kind of this guy that you thought could maybe be. No, he was going to be your starter for another 5 or 6 years. So was Brady going to ride the bench for 5 or 6 years? You draft a guy in the 6th round to maybe be on the practice squad and maybe be your backup. So you kind of lose a lot of when I want to listen to you when you tell me how brilliant Belichick was to get Brady. And then I think that's where I'm going to end it with is you only won because you didn't win in Cleveland. You actually took over a Cleveland team that was the drive by John Elway away from going to a Super Bowl. You made one postseason appearance. You weren't any good after Brady left. Your coaching tree is awful. The head coaches that were made out of your assistants, Romeo Crennel, Eric Mangini, Josh McDaniels.
Matt Patricia.
Matt Patricia's on there. Gerard Mayo. Bill O'Brien. Brian Flores. He might be the only one that could have a chance.
What about Mike Vrabel?
He wasn't an assistant on that team.
Now we're talking semantics.
But once again then, so your Patriot way, I don't think that translates. I think you literally had the greatest quarterback of all time that made so many of how you run a team, how you run a building, overlooked so much because he really was, I hate admitting it, but he really was that great because how many game-winning drives, game-winning Super Bowls would he take and win for you? Where if you lost, because there was a lot going on up in New England. So I don't really think, I think it was, I know it's unpopular. I think it was a good decision. And then also, I also think a lot of the voters, they just don't like how crabby he was to them.
Yeah.
Which I think is really probably the main reason why. All the reasons I just gave, I don't really think they care.
But that's what they can fall back on, right? Because it's like they don't want to lose their credentialing. And, the Hall of Fame committee even came out and said, if we find out that people didn't vote him in for non-football reasons, then they could put a risk. But they can all fall back on Spygate. That's what they're falling back on. They're like, Spygate.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
I mean, it's like, would the Houston Astros, would Eric Hinch, or whatever his first name is, AJ Hinch, if he won, 4 more World Series, would he might get in the first ballot? I don't think he would.
No, the garbage can would get on the first ballot. The dunk garbage can.
I equate it to, Barry Bonds, because people in San Francisco, they don't care what he did. And they'll give the argument of, well, the steroids didn't make him, make contact with the ball. So what's the difference? Okay, well, I mean, if you want to tell me that your spying didn't really do anything, well, then, why'd you do it? But you were caught cheating. So Barry Bonds is in the Hall of Fame. I don't think A.J. Hinch would get in the Hall of Fame. You might be lucky that, thank God, Bill Belichick will probably get in next year.
So, yeah, I like that you made this consideration, because this is what I kind of compare it to. It's like, the Baseball Hall of Fame had so many people that they're putting it on a pedestal that they're like, it's the beautiful game, and we can't allow the steroid people to come in. Pete Rose can't come in. This, and that. So I feel like the NFL almost took a page out of the book where they're like, well, this guy did unscrupulous things, so we're going to hold him accountable for that. I think there's no question he's making the Hall of Fame, but I feel like the 11 people that didn't vote for him took a stand. They're like, we're not going to allow this guy to be a first balloter. To your point, that Hall of Fame's getting bigger and bigger. They're adding corridors every freaking week because they're putting more people in. So being a first balloter really kind of puts you on that extra echelon. The problem is it's 6. We're talking about 6 Super Bowl wins. I don't care if and Jerry Jones came out and he was like, by God, we were trying to do Spygate too. He just did it better than us. So it's like everybody's cheating. Everybody's trying to find a way to manipulate it. For me, the 6 wins, you make compelling arguments. Believe me, I was about to change my decision. I was like, man, screw that guy. But I mean, you got to land on the 6 Super Bowl wins.
Yeah,
he has 6 Super Bowl wins. I don't care what the situation is, who the quarterback was. Tom Brady wrote a very eloquent letter saying that he wouldn't have done anything without the coaching style and the habits that Belichick instilled. Kraft obviously wrote a glowing remark about him as well. So the people that he's worked with speaks very highly of him. So I feel like that should be kind of a measure of a man, if you will. Spygate sucks. 3 years of doing that crap. You can check out 3 or 4 Super Bowls. That's fine, but it's still 2 on your resume.
8 years of doing that.
Okay.
2000 to 2007.
How do you say 2003, 2007?
No,
okay.
2000 to 2007. And then Deflategate was 2014.
Deflategate's a nothing burger. I'm sorry. It's a nothing burger. It's like, who the freak cares? The balls are a little bit squishier. Like Aaron Rodgers got big hands and Brady's got small hands. I don't know. Whatever you want to. That's a nothing burger to me. Spygate, yes, you can't spy on other people. I get that, but if you just take that out of the equation, which I know you can because it's still football related, and I understand that's part of the conversation. But 6 Super Bowl wins is 6 Super Bowl wins. Like you gotta. How is that guy not a first ballot Hall of Famer? But again, he's gonna make the Hall of Fame. And at the end of the day, unless you're a true diehard football fan, like, can you name me 5 more first ballot Hall of Famers right off the top of your head? You can probably pick some quarterbacks, right?
I mean, Lawrence Taylor, Joe Montana. I mean, I'm sure there's a decent amount. I would like to know what coaches are first ballot.
That's true.
Because I think coaches, because I think someone was like Tony Dungy didn't get in first ballot. Or there was a couple coaches, I can't remember off the top of my head, but it seems like coaches to get in first ballot is like weirdly... like elusive. Never happens.
Yeah, they always save that honor for the players.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, again, I don't have a problem with it. You know, it's not a big deal to me. But I also think that this story's not a big deal. Who cares? Like, I'm sorry. I don't really care that he didn't make it on the first ballot. I don't. I think that he should have. But it means nothing to me that he didn't. He's going to make the Hall of Fame.
He's going to make it in.
I just hope that his bust that they make has, like, his 24-year-old girlfriend's, like, head on the shoulder, like, or he's wearing, like, a UNC hat. That would be hilarious.
Oh, my God. Well, apparently she's making, like, all the decisions for him these days, is what it seems like. That whole, like, interview they did on 60 Minutes, she was, like, in the background, like, no, don't say it like that, or cut that.
Yeah, it's a weird dynamic.
I just read something right before coming over here that they're wondering if some of the voters were creeped out. I think that was the legit quote about that relationship. And I that shouldn't be part of it. Now, I will say, you know, the way that... So, like, T.O. didn't get in on the first ballot.
Yeah, and he made a big deal about it, too. My God, he had to just make it about T.O. It's like we're talking about Belichick, and he had to just come out and be like, well, somebody look at me not making it in the first. I was like, shut up, dude.
But some of the things that you do, like, and the way that you talk to people, I don't know. Like, I don't know if that should really necessarily negate you, but you didn't do yourself any favors, Belichick. Whether or not it was like the right thing to do or not, because apparently once you close the doors and you're with the team, like, you know, he actually will like joke with you and like talk to you like a normal human being. But I don't know. He probably obviously rubbed some of those reporters. I'm sure if you looked at all those 11 guys that didn't vote for him, I bet you there's going to be like some moment if someone does the research where there was like some interview where like Belichick like cursed him out or blew him off or just did the whole next question. We're on to Cincinnati. Next question. Yeah. And like he hated it because that was supposed to be like his big one-on-one to like get him promoted, and Belichick gave him nothing.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I mean, like, and I looked it up just now because you did raise a, you know, interesting question, you know, coaches becoming first ballot Hall of Famers. And this might add to the fuel to that argument, right? It's like the people are just like, let's save that induction for the players. There have only been 5 head coaches that have been first ballot Hall of Famers in the NFL.
Wow.
The last one, 1997.
Bill Walsh?
No, Don Shula.
Oh, Don Shula.
Don Shula. Before that, Chuck Noll.
Steelers, baby.
There you go, 1993. Tom Landry.
Yeah.
1990.
Vince Lombardi.
Lambeau.
Or Lambeau, okay.
Curly Lambeau, 1963. Okay. And then George Halas, founder of the Bears, 1963. So you're talking about 2 head coaches from 1963 and then 3 in the 90s, and that's it.
If Bill Walsh, then, who his coaching tree has affected everybody, couldn't make it in with his 4 Super Bowls, you know what? I'm not surprised then that Bill Belichick didn't make it in. Yeah, I honestly, if you really just want to sit there and look at that, yep, nothing burger. Why do we even waste time talking about it?
Well, you know, it was because we did a deep dive, and I got to know how just the roots of your patriot hate. But other things that we really can't stand, I'd say even arguably that we hate right now, we're not going to talk about it much because, God, it really doesn't deserve it, but the Pro Bowl, man. Let's talk about the things that we hate.
You hate it, but you want to bring it up
because
every episode.
I just can't stand it so much. I mean, like, it's just the worst thing in the world right now. I just read that, like, the ratings have been plummeting.
Yeah.
They went from, like, 3 years ago, it was at 6.7 million. It's down to 4.5. This is going to lose out to a 2.5 men marathon if it has to go up against it. This Pro Bowl.
As long as it's a Charlie Sheen.
Oh, yes,
2.5 men.
Okay.
Not Ashton Kutcher.
Not the Ashton Kutcher.
No.
Crud.
Yeah, we want the Charlie Sheen 2.5 men.
You know, there's a girl in college that swore up and down that Todd French looked like Ashton Kutcher. Do you see that?
You sure she wasn't talking about Chris Hunter?
Maybe it's Chris Hunter. Do you think Chris looks more like Ashton?
Than Todd?
Yeah, probably.
I think of all our friends, yeah, I'd say Chris looks the closest to Ashton Kutcher. Todd. Don't get me wrong, Todd, you're a good-looking gentleman.
just not Ashton Kutcher good. Come on.
You're like Matt Damon.
Matt Damon, yeah. I was told once in high school that I look like Ben Affleck. Yeah.
I can see it a little bit.
I got a little wide range.
You know who exactly you look like?
Exactly?
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous.
They're twins.
They're twins?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Property Brothers.
Yeah, I get that. It's the big forehead. It's the giant forehead. That's right. Zoe Deschanel is married to one of the Property Brothers. Did you know that? Right. Yeah. New girl. No, I've gotten a wide range. We're going off a topic. We're going to get back to the Pro Bowl, but I've gotten everything from Ben Affleck to the recently passed drummer for the Foo Fighters.
I don't see that.
And then I've also gotten, this is for DW and Seabear, I've gotten, it's either Edge or The Edge is a wrestler.
I've gotten Roman Reigns. Okay.
You've not gotten Roman Reigns.
That's what they sent that in the chat. I didn't see it either, but that's what they said.
They said you look like Roman Reigns.
So. I was like, I don't see that.
I think they were just pulling your chain.
Well, I didn't see it.
You sound like the kid from Frisky Dingo.
I'm going to knock this.
That's our last bowl. And then last one I got, and again, this was the one where I was like, okay, nobody can despise. Just stop guessing. I told you this. And I had some, like when I was bartending, I don't know if she was trying to neg me or like just insult me to try and get more attention. She said I look like Steve Buscemi.
Oh! Well, you didn't serve her after that.
Well, last call, I was like, you were cut off. Yeah. You were obviously wasted.
Whoa.
I was like, no offense. I got nothing against Steve Buscemi, but there, I just do not see it. But it affected me. Obviously, I remember 20 years later. Wow. That's quite the comparison.
I'm like picturing, what was it like in Mr. Deeds where he's got like the eyes?
It's googly eyes. Yeah. Boardwalk Empire? Come on.
Yeah, I don't see it, man.
Anyway, so yeah, I hated that comparison. I hate the Pro Bowl. We're back to it.
Right back to it.
So come on, tell me if there is a moment, because I think this is something we'll be simpatico with. We do not like the Pro Bowl.
No.
Nothing about it. Do you have a moment where you're like, this is it. This is when this is must stop TV. Not must watch, must stop.
When Joe Flacco just got nominated.
Oh, so right now.
Right now.
I mean, that AFC quarterback room for the Pro Bowl. Herbert's in there, but he's not participating. How is that possible? That's what I don't understand. It's like he made the Pro Bowl, but he's not. But he's listed as not participating.
So he's going.
He's going, but he's not participating. So your quarterbacks for the AFC are Shedeur Sanders, and Joe Flacco.
No, when they turned it to flag football, that was it.
Yeah. You know when they turned it to flag football? Like 2023.
Yeah.
So you're giving him a bit more credit. You're saying just, in the last 4 or 5 years, you're like, that's it. That's done for me.
It probably was like way before that. It's just the lack of effort.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't one game like 54-51 or something, and it was like, even at the end of the game, I don't think anyone was trying. They'll throw a long ball, and like the DB will kind of try to stop it, but he's not really going to try to tackle the guy or try to rip the ball out of the guy's hand. I mean, they might as well have been playing with flags.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah. There was just the difference was they were wearing pads, which they obviously didn't need. Now, for me, man, it was 2017. Very distinctive for two reasons. One, 2017 is when they moved the Pro Bowl from Hawaii to the States. And I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Combine with you're saying, and I'm assuming, I don't know, I'm assuming that if you made the Pro Bowl, they pay for your flight and probably your stay. I'm sure, unless you want to stay off the reservation, they probably have a block of rooms at some hotel. But when you say, hey, instead of us taking you to Hawaii, you get to go to Orlando. Is that going to motivate anybody? On top of that, on it, like the amount they get paid, I think last I checked is that if you play in the Pro Bowl or if you get into the Pro Bowl, it's like $92,000. And I think Mahomes, on average, I looked this up, he makes, with his contract, he makes he makes about $136,000
quarter?
a day.
A day. Yeah.
So it's a pay cut for him to go to the Pro Bowl.
It is.
So combination of the not so desirable location and with the lack of payment for these guys,
that's true.
What's the motivation? So of course they're not going to be eager to go. That's when you start seeing people drop out. Like, I don't want to go to freaking Orlando.
Yeah.
In February. And then on top of that, the other reason 2017, I was like, that's it. I'm washing my hands of this. That's when they started doing freaking dodgeball.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Like, that's a game you play in elementary school.
I was thinking, like, I was kind of excited when they said they were going to try to do some games because I like watching, like, the NHL skills competition.
Yeah, the skills competitions are fun.
So I was like, wow, if they could find something to do with the NFL, like, that would be kind of cool. They came up with dodgeball.
Dodgeball. If you can throw a wrench, you can dodge if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Dodge, duck, dive, dodge.
Dodge.
Yeah.
This is Blazer and Laser. No, so when they did dodgeball, I was like, okay, I'm kind of done with this. You guys are done. You guys are just goofing. You guys are just, I'm glad you're having fun and it's playful, but it's not something I'm interested in. I might as well watch Battle of the Network Stars. You remember that show back in the day?
Vaguely, yeah.
I'll watch that over this.
I still got to believe, I mean, the ratings are showing it, but do the kids like watching dodgeball?
And I feel like that's part of the reason they're trying to stay hip with the younger crowds.
Yeah.
Like, what are they into? Might as well do like TikTok like showdowns.
Yes, have the NFL guys do like a TikTok and post it and see who likes it.
Who gets the most likes and reposts
like
or
that.
tweets or whatever they are.
Whatevers.
But yeah, those combination. You mentioned the skills. We were also talking about it's like any moments other than the Sean Taylor hit, like of the Pro Bowl. What do we remember fondly about the Pro Bowl? And I think both of us were like, I'm grasping here. I don't know if I can remember any specific moment in any Pro Bowl. It's
not even the Pro Bowl game, and it's not really a fond memory that I have.
Okay,
but do you remember Robert Edwards?
Robert Edwards, no.
So he was I think he won the Rookie of the Year for the New England Patriots as a running back.
Okay, Robert Edwards.
And they did the sand, like flag football with the rookies.
Okay.
Blew his knee out.
Oh,
never played another down.
Oh no!
Like fractured everything, tore everything.
No. Yeah, why are you playing in sand?
But they never did again. But no, I think he literally was like the offensive rookie of the year.
Jesus.
And he never came close. Like it was like obliterated everything.
So that's a moment you remember fondly. Some guy blowing their knee out.
I mean, how much does that suck for him?
It does. That's gruesome.
Like, that's even worse, I think, than like a guy. Remember what was that guy, Lattimore, the running back for like South Carolina?
Yeah.
Just got a helmet just destroyed, and he could never make it. And it's like, how much money did he just lose?
Yeah.
This guy's trying to be nice, go into the Pro Bowl. You think it's gonna be like this fun thing, play sand football, and just never played it down again.
Jesus.
And it's just like, I mean, could have been a Hall of Famer. I don't know, but it's like, damn.
Yeah, you went really dark with this one. I was trying to think fond memories, right? But to your point, I can't remember the games. Mm-mm. There's nothing fond about those games. It's like the skills stuff. That was fun. Like watching the one-handed catch, like Mike Evans, like, doing the catch radius and stuff like that. That was kind of fun.
Seeing what quarterback could throw at the furthest.
That's where I'm going. Yeah. I love the long throw by the quarterback. Yep. It's just like a home run. It's just like to see the long ball. It's like the accuracy ones where the moving targets and
those
they
are fun too.
That was fun. But yeah, just seeing who can launch it the farthest. Yeah. I remember like one year it was like Brett Favre and like Aaron Brooks. Remember Aaron Brooks? Yes.
He's actually been in my store a couple times.
Aaron Brooks? Yes. Is he local?
Yes.
This store?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, up in Short Pump, baby.
Get the out of here.
I've seen him like twice.
Have you gotten an autograph?
No, I think a couple of guys in one of the other departments has like gone up and asked him. He doesn't seem too much like he wants the attention.
Yeah, he's like, I'm shopping at a Whole Foods in Central.
He just gave it away.
Oh, I have fresh fields. That's what I said.
Fresh fields.
He's working in he's going to a grocery store in Central Virginia. Yeah, I doubt he's really pumped. I had my brush with a famous superstar when I was working at Wyndham, not in Hawaii, but in Williamsburg.
Really?
Yeah. Kwame Brown checked into my hotel.
No way.
The Kwame Brown.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Number one overall.
Number one overall pick. very obvious. The guy's huge.
Yeah, I know.
You kid. Your name is on the check-in. I know who you are.
Oh, really?
Kwame Brown. He didn't even have somebody use a fake name to sign him in. He's like, I'm staying here. I was like, cool.
I think most people don't know who he is.
You think so? You think that me saying you're Kwame Brown
like
was like a highlight for him? He's like, oh yeah, it's like people do still remember me.
Like where I work, there's 200 people. Mm-hmm. I think maybe 3 or 4 of us recognize Aaron Brooks. I think the same 3 or 4 would recognize Kwame Brown. Like that's out of 200. So I think where you work,
I'm just like, oh, you're really tall. Like that's about it. It's like, wow. It's
yeah.
like, you can reach the top shelf without a ladder.
So I think where you probably worked, you were probably one of 2 or 3 that probably would have.
Yeah, I was like, that's Kwame Brown. They're like, who?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, come on, first overall pick, Washington Wizards.
Yeah,
Michael Jordan. Come on.
Washington has a team. Like, I mean, yeah.
So yeah, that was my brush with celebrity, and he was very polite, very nice. He's like, yeah. I was like, well, what are you doing down here? And he kind of went into it. I'm not going to go into what he was doing down there. Nothing nefarious, but
That's fine.
Just not glamorous, I guess you could say. So yeah, Pro Bowl was kind of just. Always has been. It was just a fun, kitschy thing. Jimbo remembers one time when they were still playing. This is the last Pro Bowl bit, I promise, because it's not even about the Pro Bowl. But Jimbo was telling me one time that back when he was in Hawaii, he's still living there. What they would do it after the Pro Bowl is they go into Waikiki and they just party, like all of the athletes.
As they should.
And I think Jimbo said one year he saw Jason Witten just get bombed out of his mind. And he's like, that's what I remember about the Pro Bowl. I was like, okay, that's probably one of the more memorable things. So Jason Witten likes to go party hardy. Who knew?
If that's the reason to get these guys to go there,
that's what I'm saying.
So that afterwards they just have like
let loose in a tropical paradise.
But Orlando.
And that's why if you get it back to freaking Hawaii, I guarantee you won't get so many people bowing out.
I agree. And then pay them a little bit more.
Yeah, pay them a little more. You know. It's got to match what they're already getting paid. But somebody did just get paid out in Aussie lands. The Australian Open is officially done.
Yep.
A little bit more exciting with the matchup, or not so much.
I'd say so.
Joker made it all the way to the finals.
Hell yeah,
how old is he? 38?
I think he's about to turn 39.
Jeez, Grandpa.
Yeah. In tennis? Yeah, he is Gramps.
And I did kind of just crap on him a little bit because he did the last 2 matches before the final, or before, was he got forfeits. Like both the guys forfeited against him.
One guy was a straight walkover, and then the other guy after like 2 sets.
He's like, my
retired.
toe.
Yeah,
got the turf toe.
Hey man,
but still, I mean, credit where credit's due. He did have to go through Sinner to get there in the semis. Yep, and he made it all the way to the finals. Gave Alcaraz all he could.
He really did. He balled out, and that's like that's his tournament, the Australian Open.
Yeah, that's where he, as even a playing field as he could possibly get.
He won. He won 10 there. He had never lost a final. I don't know. In the history books, I'm still going to be like, I'm not even going to really count that. He's 38 against the 22-year-old.
Oh, so you're not counting that against him?
Dude,
if you make it
there, I mean, you're right. I mean, he did, but it's like in the prime when he's playing like the Federer and Nadals in the final, and to go 10-0 against those guys, and then this one you're 38 going up again. I don't know.
Yeah,
but it's still super impressive.
Yeah, I mean, it's surprising that he got past Sinner. Does that kind of affect you? We were talking about it being like Sinner, Alcaraz. This is the new 1-2. Like, you just lost to a 38-year-old dude.
I know.
Does this diminish this
the heated
rivalry, not to be confused with the saucy heated rivalry hockey show that I'm sure is on your speed dial? You never heard of heated rivalry?
What?
You've never heard of heated rivalry?
No.
It's like the most talked about show out there right now. I think it's on HBO Max.
Really?
Yeah, it's about 2 gay hockey players.
Oh.
It's not that heated rivalry. This is a different heated rivalry. Jeez, you made me explain the whole thing.
I'm sorry. I forgot that's what it was Semko's
Yeah, Semko's got a different name for it. He's like must-watch Saturday TV. That's what you call it.
That's date night.
With myself. So back to the Aussie heated rivalry. Or not so much. Sinner didn't even... We were hoping for that 1-2.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was meant to be. Joker just threw a wrench in that.
I loved it, though.
You liked watching the pass in the guard, you like to see the old against the new.
Yeah.
passing the torch, if you will.
And Djokovic is just not willing to pass that torch.
Not willingly, no. Yeah, he's gonna, grip that on his deathbed. Torch.
Him and like LeBron, they are fighting father time. They're like making it a battle to like almost win out as long as they can. But man, I don't know. Like I watched a lot of the highlights of the Sinner match, and Djokovic just plays great tennis. But I just couldn't help but sit there and think, like, look, I get it. Like, this guy's won the most majors of all time. But when you're 38, I'm just like, but a prime Djokovic? Like, you think these two guys, these new two, are so good? Prime Djokovic then would have whooped these guys.
Mopped the floor with them.
Like, so I'm kind of like, I'm happy because in my generation, like the big three, I'm going to call it big four with Andy Murray.
Yeah, you keep wanting to throw Andy Murray in there.
Because he was so dominant, except for when he played those guys, and he would still beat them occasionally. But he would crush everybody else. But yeah, I think Andy Murray would have beaten like Sinner and Alcaraz. I mean, because those three, I think, are clearly better than. Now I know Sinner and Alcaraz are still kind of young, but man, it kind of is going to taint me watching those two because I'm like, if Djokovic is still beating you, then I know that those guys in their prime would like wax the floor with you all.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, maybe it's just, revisionist history, or maybe it's just, sentimental thought, because the Nadal, Federer, that's what Sampras and Agassi were before us, right? We were youngins when we were there, but we really started to understand and really enjoy the sport. It was the Federers, the Nadals, the Jokers. Yeah. So I don't know if it's sentimentality where we're like, they would mop the floor with these young guys.
It's like us thinking Michael Jordan's better than LeBron.
Yes, but that's just truth.
Well, it is truth.
Yes.
But I think the younger generation would think that we're just stuck in our ways and being like nostalgic, and it's because
okay, boomer.
Yeah, basically.
All that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm not. I mean, Alcaraz is what, 24?
22.
22. So he's only going to get better for the next 3 or 4 years. So I feel like you're just now starting to see him crest.
Yeah.
And I'm worried that Sinner's not going to be able to keep up. And then I'm worried that it is going to be just a one-man show. He's just going to just walk in every game.
It'll be like Federer before Nadal and Djokovic came through.
So it's like, I wonder if Joker's got to worry about his, I
think he does.
Grand Slams,
I think he does.
Because unless somebody comes out of the woodwork.
But see, I would argue that I'm not going to take that seriously if you just beat a bunch of
mids.
Same like Serena Williams. You beat a bunch of mids. Maria Sharapova was your biggest competition. She won 4 majors. I don't think she's a very good tennis player.
But that's the age-old question, right? Was it that they were mid, or was she just that good, or is Alcaraz really that much better? And I know that you're comparing it to how he was challenged by a 38-year-old Djokovic, but there's something to be said about all of that history that he has. He knows every trick, every angle, every possible outcome that he could possibly imagine. Whereas Alcaraz is still kind of fresh. So, I mean,
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But again, to your point, you're going to be like, it doesn't matter because he's beating a bunch of wimps.
Yeah.
So I can't even take this seriously right now.
I think Serena, when she was younger and she was playing the Lindsay Davenports, Martina Hingis, her own sister, I think there was a couple other, I can't remember her name. There was another, Justine Enna. Those were really good tennis players. And then now, it's a revolving door. It's every final Serena Williams is in, she's playing the 20th ranked player in the world because the top 8 seeds got upset in the first round of every single major. It just ended up being a who's who in the final. And there just wasn't a true rival. I mean, win who's in front of you, I guess. But, dude, she couldn't move anymore. She just had a serve. And all these other women are so... they didn't get bigger. They got smaller. And it's she just overpowers them. And then, God forbid, she has to, run to the net for a point. And Serena, barely gets there. And she's, huffing and puffing because she's I'm not used to this. I just want to serve and, not have them return it.
Aces.
I don't know. It also just watching it, you're this just isn't good tennis. Four rally shots, whereas the guys are averaging 15 and hitting slices and drop shots and powerful forehands, and they're just Serve into the net. All right.
One
Point over.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Point over. Oh man, so yeah, you got the change in the guard. You got the young bucks knocking out the old guard and the Aussies. Apparently, the young bucks really, have a different taste. And I don't understand this. You put this in here. I don't understand this. Please explain this to me. Alcaraz, is he one of these tween boys that wants to smell like oud or haltane or whatever? Like, what is this you're talking about? These people, the little teenage boys, are now obsessed with colognes or perfumes.
It's called Smellmaxxing, apparently.
Smellmaxxing.
Yeah. Apparently, it's, a lot of these kids are online. They have their, little, I don't know, what is it, the metaverse. They've got their own persona, and they want to have that in reality. So they want to be, distinguished by, their scent. So they care so much more about, their fragrance. Like Old Spice, those, and the Axe sprays that maybe we used to get for free and use.
Yeah, Axe sprays. You get the free samples. This thing would last me for a year.
But we're just this is just snake bite is the scent of this, or this is man musk. And we're like, okay, that's cool. They're like, no, I want to, these tweens now are like, I need to have a 60% sandalwood, 20% oud, and then
oud. What is oud?
I don't know. It's some plant from Africa or something, but it gives it actually smells. It does smell pretty good.
Oh, so you're one of them. You're a smell maxer.
Well, I get product into the store.
Oh, you have
to
to sample it. Yes, of course.
But no, it's they are very specific with what scent they want. And we're just I don't know. That can seem to work for me when they hand it out for free. So I just maybe get it again. And yeah, I'll just spray it when I go out. And that's that. But these kids are no, I need this specific scent.
Yeah. The article you sent me is they're talking about Salage and Haltane and oud. And I'm like, what is happening here?
Well, they get so deep into it, and I'm part of me is just one. I was like, man, I would if our friends were like, oh, I don't like this scent, this fragrance I got. There's not enough cedar in there. What would we have done to him? Slapped him silly.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah,
I would have we would have done what we did to John Horner when we were roommates with him, but for different reasons. John Horner would never take a shower. This guy, he's just
big boy. He's a big
man.
Boy.
He's a big country boy,
yep.
Texas, bred and all that stuff, and he would just stink to high heaven some days. So what we would do is we would take a bottle of Axe, he would duct tape it on, and then we'd open the door and be like, fire in the hole, and we'd chuck it in there and close the door, so it just be spraying the whole can in there. Because that was the only way. It was like, well, now I have to take a shower. I was like, now you have to take a shower? This is what you have to do?
You were given some sense.
But that's what we would do to our friends if they went the opposite end of the spectrum. It's like, yes, it's this is just a hint of oak and a spritz of honeydew. It's the perfect aroma for my Thursday. This is my Thursday aroma, not my Friday. My Friday is more manly. It's got more of that sandalwood that you're referring to, and very earthy, if you will. I'd be like, open your mouth. I'm going to spray this Axe directly into your mouth. And that's all you're going to smell and taste and everying for about 5 or 6 days.
Yeah, for the whole weekend.
There, that is your scent for the week. This is the flavor of the week for you, big guy. But I feel like every generation has their stupid thing that they think this is what's safe. The funny thing is that unless they're being told, and maybe it's facetiously and just making fun of them by the girls of their same age, that I like this, they're like, oh, now I'm going to do it.
That's true.
Because the women are the drivers of fads, right? Guys, we will do anything to gain the eye and the desire of women. True. It's like, if they want me to smell good, I'm going to become this smell maxer thing. If they think that
you'd be planting your own oud tree.
Oud tree, yes. I was like, oh, I've got 3 ouds in the background. They're about to ripen. Make my own fragrance, if you will. But I mean, we had our own little things that I'm sure that we're not too proud of it looking back on it. Was there anything that you did when you were a tween and you were trying to enjoy the gaze, the female gaze?
There was a minute where I think did want to have a little bit of a cologne.
Okay. You're like, I'm above the Axe. And
this was actually like no. So if we're talking
prior,
yeah, like
okay.
when I middle school.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like a hot minute. But no, I had more things for like around like when we kind of like hit that like collegey like 18, 19.
Yes.
Which was definitely like the axe. But man, did I have like I would do like the spiky hair and like the puka nakua.
God damn it! I knew you were going to say this. This is it. The fucking puka shells. The puka shells. Why were these popular? I had them too. Wore them every day. Puka shells.
Yeah, and
that bright, like clunky necklace.
Yep, it was like a must-have.
Yeah,
like,
you weren't anybody unless you.
And every guy you had to wear something. I mean, you could wear like a gold or a chain, or the puka shells, but you had to have something.
Some kind of necklace.
Yeah,
necletage.
Yeah.
Yes.
I definitely remember. So my soccer team growing up, we had like our kit.
Yes,
you
kit.
Knew that.
I used the yes.
We had fila, and there were collars, and we tried to make it as a team that when we went out to play, we had to pop.
Oh my god!
Said collars
Jesus, Semko.
To go out there and play.
Ugh.
I didn't translate that into college. Now, some of my friends that I would go out with would definitely do like the pop collar. But what me and two other friends tried to make a fashion statement with was we tried to do a polo shirt and sweatpants.
Polo shirt and sweatpants. That is quite the combination.
It definitely got a lot of like attention.
Yeah, not the best though.
It didn't go past like, oh, that's different. There was never like that like girl group that was like,
dig it.
Ooh, like these three guys look really
are
fun. Let's go hang out with them.
These guys are trendsetters with the sweatpants. Sweatpants, no, the never.
Yeah,
Did you ever do? And I'll never admit to this because it never happened. Mm-hmm. But did you ever do the double polo with the double pop?
No, we had one friend that would try to do that, and we would not go out with him.
Yeah,
if he did
need to take one.
We're
of those
like,
off.
you can pop one collar, and of course, every time we go down to like go to his room, he'd be playing that. Oh, I forget what the rap group was, but 3-6 Mafia. Every day I've been popping my collar.
Oh my god!
And he'd do like some little dance while he's popping his collar in front of us, and we're like, oh my god, why do we hang out with you? But we're like, you can pop one collar.
You can limit one collar.
Anytime I saw someone that would do two, you just walk away from. I don't want to know you. I don't want to get to know you. We don't chew the same.
If we get
dirt.
too close, I can't promise what's going to happen.
Yeah,
here.
I know.
Yeah, no, the pop collars. Again, maybe I was shielded of it, and they my local friend group was like, don't do it, don't go down that road.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't. I never got into the pop collar. The double pop was just like, okay, now it's almost like you're trying too hard. Come on, man. Like, who's that for? Is your neck really that cold? You got to pop two collars to keep your neck warm, or is this
really
you just
peacocking?
Yeah, that's it. You're literally like flipping up your feathers and be like, yeah, that's what you were doing. The puka shell, the double pop, and it wasn't enough that there was a double pop, but you had purple and pink. You had the very feminine coloring. It's like only real men wear pink. Stop saying that. I hate that almost as much as I like New Year, New Me. Don't tell me that, only real men wear pink. Like, real men don't have to freaking say that. Just wear your clothes. True. Don't have to make a statement about it. Just wear your freaking clothes. I was my style was no style at all. Like, I guess if I could quantify one thing about my style is that I wore graphic tees. Yeah, that was it. I wore graphic tees. Seabear's favorite shirt I ever owned, which is a sad story because I had another friend borrow it and I never got it back.
Oh,
but I was a Hot Topic guy. I went to Pac Sun. You remember Pac Sun?
Yep,
they had the graphic tees, and I had it was a jet black T-shirt with red lettering, and it had like a muscle car on it. A big old muscle car.
I think I remember that. You wore that a lot.
And it had some words on it, and it said. And again, I was like, why did I think this was a good shirt to wear? But it would say, my other ride is your mother.
Yep.
And that's what I would wear to class.
But that was like everybody would wear shirts like that.
Exactly. I mean, I was part of this, and like Seabird's favorite moment of me wearing that shirt ever was we were going to an English lit class, or just an English class, and our professor had a very thick, kind of African accent.
Okay.
I don't know. It could have been South African. I'm not sure. But we're in the front row because we love this guy. He had such amazing stories.
Okay.
Which I'll tell you I'll tell you one of them off.
Okay. Off pod.
Yeah, because we were like, he told us a story, and Chris and I are like, is this a professor telling us a story?
Yeah.
This is crazy. But he sees me wear that shirt, and he stops class. He's like, my other ride is your mother. He's like, that's a good one. And I was like, oh, it's like, all right, A for Vigo. But yeah, I was the graphic tee guy. So
I was an American Eagle guy.
Okay.
I did the graphic tees. I definitely did the wore a T-shirt over a long sleeve shirt.
that was my jam too,
Yeah.
especially in high school. It was long sleeve and then a t-shirt on
Yeah.
top. Yep.
Yeah.
Love that move.
I like that. But yeah, I really just would want to wear either polo shirts or like a graphic tee.
Yeah.
I didn't really want or need anything else. And
No.
then regular jeans, whatever like the quasi style was, but it was never like if you had to wear baggy jeans, like they weren't like the baggiest, but they were decent. Or if they were like wide, I didn't have like the parachute out there, but they
Yeah, the
weren't
bell
like,
bottoms.
but they weren't skinny jeans. It was
Yeah.
just like somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, you're
That's where I sat.
you're just wearing like the
Yeah.
relaxed fit jeans.
I was
Very
always kind of
normal.
like, you know what? I'll get distinguished when I run, and when people see how fast I
Oh,
am.
okay.
That's how they'll
I'll
know
say.
who
That's
I am.
yes.
Yeah.
I don't need to flash my threads.
Yeah.
I'll just thrash my.
Legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go with that. That's fine. Yeah. So I don't know if I have anything else that I can think of. The hairstyle. You were more the hair guy. It's like I would try something, it wouldn't work. So it's like I never really got into the hair. The puka shells was the thing.
I
Puka shells
know.
was the thing. Graphic tees for me.
It was spiky hair though. You had to have like you pop your collar. You had the puka shells. It was like the hair then had to be spiked up. Like
Yes.
It was just part of or you just had to have like that. I'm a punk skater.
Yes.
Like long hair.
It's like we all were trying, like everybody, everybody wanted to put you in a category. It's like you're
Yeah.
very conforming, right? It's like, are you a skater? Are you a jock? Are you a
Goth.
prep?
Yeah.
Which little box can I put you in?
Yeah.
And that's high school for you, baby.
And I think a little bit of college, a little bit.
Yeah, a little
but
bit.
high school, definitely.
Yeah.
Like how you dress just automatically puts you into whatever.
You go in that box.
Yeah.
You go in that box, sir. A lot of people that don't want to go in a box, but want to go straight to the moon. Let's talk about space, right?
Let's do it.
I got a few things that I want to talk about this. We can start with the reason that I want to bring up space, and then I do want to close with a vehicle conspiracy that's been in the
Okay.
world for forever. But
hold on. We're almost at 2 hours.
okay, we made it.
Now, we also kind of missed our Winter Olympic preview.
We did. Let's get back to Winter Olympics.
do
This
that
is
one
our
real
last
quick?
one. Let's
Okay.
do Winter
I know.
Olympics. We got time. Space isn't going anywhere.
No,
It's
it'll
getting
be here
bigger and
forever.
bigger.
No.
So yeah, so thank you. I did jump ahead because I got so excited about talking about Tween Boys. I just
Easy to do. I know.
premature discussion right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Well, premer, that's fine. Whatever. But we've got it's our Olympics final. The Olympics are this week, man.
I know.
Exciting stuff. We talked about it. We're finally there. We're gonna close our Olympic, just the pre-Olympic discussions.
Yep.
With maybe some storylines. We not as many people who are listening are as cultured as we are.
Nope.
So they might need some things to look for in the Olympics. So,
Agreed.
what is your recommendation for what we look for in the Olympics?
First of all, real quick, not even get into like the person yet, but I think one of the storylines to follow is Team USA has a good shot at winning the medal count.
Yep.
Norway's won the last two. A lot of their athletes have been kind of retired. Germany will probably be our closest competitor, but we've got some young people coming up that have a shot. So it's always fun to watch the medal count. Summer Olympics, it's always like U.S. and China. And Winter Olympics, sometimes it's kind of nice when we're not like always one because you kind of want to have that fighters that we're not kind of used to. We're always seemingly favored in everything, but I like that we've kind of had to scrap and fight, and we're not always number one. So this might be our year. But I think the guy that I think is going to steal the show for Team USA, Jordan Stoltz.
I knew you were going to. You stole mine. This was mine.
Dude, so I was watching, sometimes it's nice when I work a random schedule because it's just like, it's like 11 a.m. and I don't have much to do till I leave in like an hour and a half. And I was like, well, let me do some like research for this. And I was on like watching the U.S. trials with this guy. I was like, I want to see this guy skate. Haven't even seen him skate.
Yeah, a lot of talk, a lot of hype.
So he's doing like the 1,000, which is there's a 500, 1,000, and 1,500. So the 1,000 still kind of like a sprint. It's like a 400, almost like a 400 race. Guy has already qualified because he's won so many events already. He just has to literally stand there and skate, and he qualifies.
He's the fastest speed skater out there.
But he goes out trying to go out fast, and he slips, falls down, chest is on the ice, gets back up. He's lost like a second of time,
which is huge.
It's huge
in speed skating.
He still finishes third overall. The guy is nuts.
Yeah.
But he's possibly going to win the 500, 1,000, and the 1,500. Yeah. He's been on fire. He's won so much, but he's like 20 or 21. I think he might have just turned 21. But yeah, I think he's just going to kind of steal the show because I think he's going to kind of dominate in a sport that, I mean, we've had some good skaters through the years, but nothing like crazy good. But I do want to say I was watching. I think last week I had a story of like the Benfica soccer team, kind of uplifting. Watching one of those trials though, in like the 500, this 60-year-old guy, Dan Carney, was in there.
60 years old.
60 years old. He's racing an 18-year-old. He gets out faster in like the first like 75 than this guy does. Now he doesn't win. He's 60 and he's trying to like break like the 60-year-old record. But he's only been skating since he's been 50. And so he got interviewed afterwards and was like, dude, like, what's like, tell us about like your story. Like you've only been doing this for 10 years. Like why and what keeps you going? And man, he was just like, you know what? I wasn't very proud of the guy I was before 50. He's like, I didn't have a good diet and I wasn't a very good human being.
Wow.
And he's like, I knew I needed like a change. And he's like, I started doing this and like, I love it. And it's like, there's never too late for you to change or to change who you are and to like find a new hobby or something that like excites you. And I was like, man, power to you, Dan.
Yeah, geez, that's way to be positivity oozing out of those pores right there. You went completely from a guy's shattered knee into sand flag football to this. Man, you're just all over the place. But yeah, man, that's incredible. That's super cool to hear. So yeah, you got the obvious with the stoles. Yeah, he could sweep the short track for the speed skating, and it's always Team USA, so I'm always going to be down with that.
Of course you are.
Let's go back to one of your favorites, biathlon. You know that USA has never medaled in the biathlon
it's
ever
like
before?
Our only one we haven't.
There's a chance now. We got a shot. Campbell Wright apparently has won silver in championships. He could be the first American to win a potential
love the biathlon.
I know, a bronze or a silver. We'll take anything at this point. Let's just get on the medals right there for the biathlon. So for you, I was like, I'll throw in a little biathlon love. I am going to segue that into what I'm really excited about is Ski-Mo. Come on, Ski Mountain, let's go, baby. There was a chance that we weren't even going to qualify the Americans. I don't know if you heard about this. There's two different Ski-Mo events. There's pretty much like the sprint, and then there's the relay. Okay. Dead to rights on the sprint. We did not get in, but we had to qualify for the relay, and we did. So Americans are in the relay. Really got a long shot. Apparently, there's this like French couple that have just been like
I've heard of
the best. She's like the fastest runner up hills. I don't know. That was a thing that people gauged, but they actually crushed. Apparently, Ski-Mo's been huge in Europe for freaking forever. And we're just now learning about it here in the U.S.
I don't think we're going to sniff the podium.
No, but we're at least part of the conversation.
I like it.
So, yeah. Glad that we made it. That once we get a medal in biathlon, then we got a new event that we
Skimo.
didn't medal in that we have to start reaching.
That's okay.
For.
I like that.
I like that we got some rootings for that skimo, the ski
Hell
mountaineering. Yes. What else you got? What are some of the?
Well, first of all, U.S. hockey versus Canada.
Yep, that's it.
Canada's a stacked team, though. Crosby, McKinnon, McDavid. They've got some guys on that team. I'm a little worried. The Chuck brothers aren't doing so hot.
I got Brady Chuck on my fantasy team. He's doing great.
Look, you played Cole last week.
Great.
Everyone gets
Someone's a little nervous.
9-0.
Someone's a little nervous that right now Bigo's at least placed in the playoffs right now.
You do realize that other people have to play him, so they're going to just re-jump you.
I don't know. There's only like 3
I know.
weeks left, so I got to see who they're
That's true.
playing against. Hopefully it's just everybody ahead of me. I don't care about you. You can play him for 3 more weeks. I don't really care. It's just people below me. They can't play him. No more playing Cole.
I don't think I do. Ooh, no, I think I do, actually.
But I did check my last 3. I got Jimbo this week.
Okay.
Right around the Olympics. I don't even know how that goes. How long is this week going to be? Is it going to be 2 or 3 days?
It's like a month.
Or is it like a month?
It's a month.
Great. Well, now I'm going to be really sweating that Brady gets hurt in the freaking Olympics. So it's like, don't hurt yourself.
I know, right?
But Jimbo, your hockey team's not exactly setting the world on
He's
fire.
been like putting a starting lineup in lately, though, I think.
Great.
So.
Great. Fantastic.
Because I play him either the last week or the week before.
Okay.
And I was kind of hoping he wasn't because, well, Chris Hunter, I already just mopped the floor with you.
Oh, dang. All right. 1 versus 2. Little smackdown. He's still in the 1 spot, though, isn't he?
That's okay. I got Dwight this week.
Ooh, wow. You're placing the...
Yeah, I'm going to take him to Pound Town.
All right. Pound Town.
Yep.
Destination Pound Town.
Let's
Population
go.
U.
Toot toot.
Well, I've got the people that are vying for the last seed of the playoffs.
Ooh.
So I think I got Ill Will, and I got Totters.
Okay.
So
wow.
I got Jimbo, who again not setting the world on fire, but he's setting his lineup. So that's always it's a crapshoot sometimes. And I got 2 guys, so it's like it could come down to the last 2 weeks about who's getting that.
I love your confidence, maybe overconfidence.
Right. No, dude, I'm there. If I make the playoffs, you're going to be sweating bullets.
No, I've seen your team. There's 3 teams that can win.
I think that's adorable because everybody doesn't understand, like I understand, how hockey, especially around that playoff time, it's kind of like baseball. It's like you could have the hottest team in the world, but come those weeks that are like the remaining, especially after an Olympic lag, who knows what's going to happen.
So I'm hoping my guy Bobrovsky, since Russia's not in it, is going to get a nice break.
Long rest.
Yep.
Yes. Well, we'll see. Let's get back on
I know.
So USA versus Team Canada hockey.
Yeah. They just hate each other. I'm rooting for that. I'm also, though, it's going to be go to the women's side. Hillary Knight, it's her last Winter Olympics. And she's kind of carried the torch from like the beginning when it was to watch a women's hockey Olympic game when they first joined the Olympics to now. It's like watching gymnastics. Like they literally, if you just stayed on the beam and did a couple kicks, like that was it. You were like a perfect 10. And now they're doing like
flips.
Flips and twists and all this other stuff. That's kind of how like women's hockey, it's come like a long way. So I'm kind of like looking forward to that. But the big one. Team Casper, men's curling.
I knew you were going to go.
Let's go. Took down John Schuster in the finals of the U.S. qualifying to get here. But he's got some tough competition. Nicholas Eden, from Sweden, the guy that Schuster
Eden from Sweden?
Yeah,
I am Nicholas Eden from Sweden. Well, I'm Brandon Busa from the USA. I don't know.
From the USA.
Well, USA. I mean, that doesn't really roll off the tongue, so I said USA. Whatever. That's awesome. His name's Eden from Sweden. I'm Eden from Sweden.
He's the same guy that Schuster beat in the final.
Ooh, so there's history.
There's history. And then also Bruce Mowat from Great Britain. He's Scottish.
Okay.
He's like the best curler in the land.
Oh, okay.
And
I
two
thought he
teams
just
from
made champagne. Moet. Yeah.
Spelled a little different, but that's what I thought too.
Okay.
And then two teams from Canada are really good. So it's going to be tough. We're ranked like 8th in the world. But that's going to be must-watch TV for me.
I disrespect curling rankings. How are you going to rank these guys? We're 8th in the world.
They play each other throughout the years.
I guess. So I guess it's head-to-head. Is that how they're ranking them?
Yeah.
It's like you have more losses.
They've been in. Yeah.
Yeah. Sweden, Eden from Sweden. Is he number one?
They are the number 1 ranked team.
Do they give out chocolates after they beat you? They're like, "Oh, I'm very sorry for your loss. Here are some Swiss chocolates to make you feel a little better. Here's a cigarette and some chocolates."
That's Switzerland.
What did I say? Sweden?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, Sweden. That's right.
Switzerland is a decent team, though. I think they're like 6 or 7.
Okay.
But they're not up there.
You've put Switzerland and Sweden on a map. You just said all the other countries' names are on the map. There's these two. One of them Sweden, one of them Switzerland. I'm getting that wrong.
You don't know where Sweden is?
I don't know where Sweden is.
It's up there with Finland and
Isn't
Norway.
Switzerland too? Isn't Switzerland
No,
up there?
Switzerland's like in the middle of France and Germany, kind of like in Europe. Right
What?
in there. Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, man.
I don't know.
I know this.
Yes, you do.
I'm
More
more
than I.
confident in this than I was that Mighty Ducks was
I knew
not
you were
an
going to bring the
Olympic
Mighty
event.
Ducks again. It's fine. Knuckle puck. All right, let's get back to it. I do want to go over this really cool thing because we were talking about the skeleton before we jumped on, and there's a fascinating skeleton match on the women's side. Because there are, let me get their names here really quickly, but there are 2 women that are competing for a medal.
Okay.
That are actually engaged to be married.
And they're competing.
They're competing against each other. One's from Sweden. She's Swedish. The other one's Brazilian.
Eden from Sweden?
I don't know. I don't think she's Eden from Sweden. That'd be great though. But no, she's they're competing against each other. It's love versus winnings or whatever you want to call it. And a very sweet story. I was telling my wife about this. She's like, "Oh my god!" But apparently they took each other on a beautiful Brazilian boat ride in the summer, and they both bought rings to propose to each other on the exact same day. How sweet is that?
That is pretty cool.
There you go. You got your 60-year-old very cutesy thing. I got my cutesy thing.
I like that.
So eat it, Semko.
It's always a competition.
You can't. You're not the only one that's tugging on the heartstrings. Jesus.
Well done.
Yes, I'm full of surprises. So first of all, the skeleton's just terrifying.
Yeah, it is.
And then, but there's a love story behind it too.
No, you're gonna want to watch. Oh, and if they're like
on the podium together,
competing like for the podium, yeah.
It's like one of them's gold, silver. If I was in the audience, I'd be like, kiss, 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 kiss.
Would you have them like, if one, like if you had them on the podium, would you want them to like stand next to, just stand next to each other and have like the other couple or whatever stand somewhere else, but they're on the podium together, even though they didn't win together, but they're together?
Maybe.
Or would you want them to stay separate? You're silver and you were the bronze. Stay where you're supposed to stay.
That'd be funny if they were silver and bronze and the gold's just like sitting here as they like come together in front of her. It's like, this is awkward. I won the gold.
I was about to say, it's like, of course I win the gold, and this is the one time I don't get any like pub for it.
It's like typical. The lesbians take the lead. Anything else? Any other big headlines and storylines for you?
Well, I wanted to kind of like bring this up and see how you felt, and maybe we could talk about it a little bit more another time. But so I don't know if you've heard of like Eileen Gu.
Goo, goo,
like the goo gels.
Yes,
but she's a.
Is that like spunk? Goo. The spunk, you were from the league. You were over there. There's like a YouTube. It's like I'm addicted to spunk.
She's a looker, so maybe
you're addicted to goo.
But she's a Chinese American. Grew up in California, but she represents China. Has never like been there.
Traitor.
But she does like the half pipe, slope style, and like the big air.
Okay.
And she won, I think, like 2 golds in Beijing and like 1 silver. But then there's also this. A skier who's from Brazil, Lucas Pinheiro Brothen, and he could claim like South America's first medal in a skiing event. The guy was born and raised in Norway. I kind of feel like a certain way because I get it in every time. It took me 2 hours and 13 minutes.
You're bringing soccer. Oh my God.
With a lot of these guys that grow up
Play
and actually
for a
literally
national,
play for one nation and then like switch teams like or countries like 4 years later.
You know where you see this a lot? You see this in basketball in the Summer Olympics.
Yeah, you do. I saw, who was it? I saw some guy's highlight when he played for like Italy, and I'm like, you're not Italian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like my grandparents were, and I couldn't make the American team. I was like, all right.
Yeah, I don't know, but like, how do you like? Do you look a little bit past that, and you're like, well, it's not like he grew up in Brazil and tried to ski in Brazil. Like, he was basically born in Norway, and then like since every kid probably skis, just joined in, and then is now going with that country. I don't know. That tarnishes that to me.
It tarnishes it for me, but it also tells me it's like, if you're doing this, it's because you couldn't hack it on your other team. Like if you're going to play, so you're not going to medal. You're doing it so you can say that you're an Olympian, which I appreciate the hustle. Yeah, good for you. But I don't really care too much about it. It's the same thing with the basketball. It's like when there was some guy who went to like the Papua New Guinea like basketball team, even though he's never stepped foot there, but because his family's from there, and he migrated over, he's like, I'm going to go play for them because I'm definitely not going to be taking LeBron's spot on that national team. I was like, well, that's cute. You're not going to win a game, but hey, good on you. You made it to the Olympics. So I don't really have a problem with it because, again, they're not going to win because they couldn't cut it against the best in the competition.
But this guy has a chance at medaling.
Maybe.
Well, they're making it seem like he's going to be able to compete. So it's like, could he not have made Norway's team?
He probably couldn't. Norway's team is probably stacked. Are you kidding me?
Well, I mean, but if you're looking to medal, so what are the top three in Norway going to win gold, silver, bronze?
What are you on the Brazilian Post who's saying that? So of course they're hyping up their guy. They're like, hey, our Brazilian guy could possibly medal because they're trying to garner interest.
I was actually watching a race on TV. Like a qualifying, and they showed him and talked about him.
Okay.
So it was just like it was an American announcer making the comment.
All right.
I don't read the Brazilian Post.
Yeah.
I don't have that much time on my hands.
Brazilian Gazette? Yes, that's what you read. The Gazette? Or the
Brazilian Picayune Times or something? I don't know.
Picayune Times?
I don't know.
Oh man! Anything else from the Olympics? Again, this is kind of a bummer, but I feel like what's interesting about the Olympics is I feel like you don't really know the top stories until you're in the Olympics, right? You're like, this has become a top story. Like very few times, I feel like Apollo. We talked about it last time. He got a lot of run before the Olympics, and it's like you'll hear about the people that our nations are high on. They're like, we're high on Chloe Kim snowboarding. She's going to crush. Yeah. Lindsey Vonn's a name. I know that she crashed out.
Yeah, she might not even make it.
But she's also...
We got Shivering.
We got Shivering, who's going to just absolutely crush. And, we'll hear about the figure skating stuff. The only other figure skating thing that I know is that somebody got disqualified, or his bit got disqualified because he didn't get licensing from the Minions movie or something like that. Did you hear about this thing? He's got a whole Minions figure skating ordeal where he's wearing the Minions blue overalls and he's wearing a yellow thing. I was like, how can you take yourself seriously? This is why I can't take figure skating seriously. I'm like, you
want to be a Minion?
You're like, this is for the gold. He's gonna talk about bananas or whatever the Minions do.
You want to be considered an athlete? And you want to be a minion.
You're going to wear the goggles and the whole nine?
Oh, well, you might as well if you're going to go into it. Yeah.
So, just disrespect figure skating.
We do have a shot possibly of the U.S. for the first time since 2002 of winning gold in women's figure skating.
Okay.
So, Alyssa Liu got a chance. Sarah Hughes won it in 2002, Salt Lake City. That was kind of cool. That was a story I was almost going to bring up because she had never won an event like a Worlds or any skating event, had never won any of those until she hit the Olympics and then just had like a bomb last run and won the gold. Okay.
Well, hey, I'm always going to be an American first, so I'll tune into anything that we got a chance at. So let's give us that kind of spread. But we'll see. I'm interested to see what headlines, what storylines come out of the Olympics.
That's always the best. That's a good part too. It's like I love going into it with something that you kind of like know or going to lean towards.
General, okay, I know I kind of want to watch this, but you'd be surprised.
Something will come out with like in the bobsled or luge that becomes like must-watch TV or something that we just glossed over.
Yeah,
yeah.
That and then all of the hanky-panky that's going on at the Olympic Village.
Yes. Everyone has to know. It's like we got to find the numbers. How many condoms are sent to the Olympic?
I'm sure that there's some article about that because sex sells.
Yeah,
people want to know who's doing it safely. But yeah, I mean, like they've got to have either condoms or like the day after pills or just like but why would you do that? Why don't you guys just actually have babies and they be freak athletes? You got the best athletes in the world.
Do what the McCaffreys did. I just procreate to make the fastest kids ever.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You mean like Luke McCaffrey?
Oh, poor. He's decently fast, but no, I was not thinking of Luke. Well, your team's number one wide receiver, I think.
Yeah, might be in the next 2 or 3 years. The way things are going, this is fantastic. Well, in the next 2 or 3 years, make it 10 years. Yep. There's a chance that, and we're going to get back to it because I do love me some space talk. Are you going to go live in space in about 10 years, Semko?
Well, first of all, no, I have no desire. Two, I won't come close to being able to afford it.
Yeah. So there's this article that came out from the Philippine Star, and like we'll get to that part. But apparently, for the low price of about $250K, you can reserve a room at a luxury moon hotel. That's right, Semko. Apparently, they're planning on deploying the hotel to the moon in 2032. That is less than 10 years away.
That makes zero sense to me. We haven't even we maybe have never even been on the moon.
Ooh,
we
right.
literally haven't been on the
Sneak
moon since like the 60s. How do you expect to get... First of all, do we even know like that the ground is able to withstand... Like, do we even know anything about the area to build a freaking anything?
Oh, I'm fascinated. They're planning on building the hotel on Earth and then rocketing it out into outer space.
That's what they're going to do?
They're going to do, yeah. They're not building it in outer space. They're building it on Earth, and then they're going to rocket it. They're going to deploy the hotel to the moon, and it's going to be built on Earth. You know when you're driving on the highway and you see that wide load house, and you're like, there's no way this should be on the road. Yeah. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be an enormous hotel. They're shooting off to the moon. The problem I have with this is that things called Grew Space, startup founded by this guy, Skylar Chan. When the Philippine Star is your newspaper that is breaking this story, I'm sorry, it loses all legitimacy. Yep. I'm like, whoa, no thanks. But they're hyping it. It's like, yeah, you're going to be able to do moonwalks, driving. You can even golf on the moon. Get Scotty Scheffler up there.
First of all, there's no like gravity. Like you're gonna hit it and the ball's just gonna go.
It's like, man, I just shot that thing like 600 yards.
That's going right to Saturn.
I'm a stud. Just launched that thing. You see that? I hit that 600 yards. The whole surface of the moon is gonna be one length because every drive is 600 yards or more.
It's gonna be like, remember in like Futurama? I think it was Amy's parents. You know, they're real rich and they like create like that golf course, and it's like every hole is like a planet you got to hit it to or something. Yeah. I mean, it's like, is that what you're really thinking? If you're thinking you're going to literally like blast a hotel that weighs, I don't know how much, on a rocket, we can barely get these rockets to space as is, and plant this thing on the moon, then why don't you think we're going to have some kind of golf game? I don't. That is the craziest thing I think I've heard in a long time.
So apparently it's supposed to be an inflatable hotel. First off, I wouldn't stay in an inflatable hotel on Earth, let alone, can you imagine? It's like, I drop my keys. Oh, shit, I just popped a hole in my hotel room. There goes oxygen.
You can't have any sharp objects.
No sharp objects. It's all rounded. Everything's smooth. Can't do anything like that. But, I mean, come on. How it's written in there. It's like, you want a honeymoon on the moon? Come on.
Wow, to be like one of the first people to do that, you'll probably have people lining up.
I mean, yeah, it's people that just have no consideration of their well-being or life.
Yeah.
Anybody that they got too much money, they're on their deathbed, or I don't know, they're Richard Branson. I don't know what to tell
I was
you.
thinking of him too. I was like, he'll pay for that.
That or Elon.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm building my own.
Well, he said something like, we're going to be living on the moon and having a society up there by like, 2040 or 2035? It's like, dude.
What do these guys know that we don't know?
That's what.
Like you said, it's like we haven't even been to the moon and landed there in maybe ever.
Ooh.
Right? So that kind of goes to the conspiracy theory. It's like, we're going to do Bigo's Conspiracy Corner. Let's try and start building this out here.
I like it.
We're going to start with a big one that everybody knows. Yep. The moon landing.
Yep.
All right? Now, everybody knows the history of this moon landing. It's like, we have two very split sides of how this went. Space race, first ones to hit the moon, suck it, Russia.
Yep.
Or it was all an elaborate movie-making thing done in the Hollywood Hills on a sound stage. Which side are you on, Semko? You on sound stage, or you on Neil Armstrong planting that flag?
I think we planted the flag.
Okay.
But I kind of can see where everything else kind of comes from, though. Like, I get it. Like, just from the sheer fact that the space race was huge, like gigantic. I mean, it almost would remind me if Trump and Putin were somehow involved in a space race. It'd be kind of hard-pressed for me to believe that if one of them got up there, that it wasn't fake.
Yeah.
Like, that they're just trying to manufacture just so that they can say they won because it makes the other country look better than the other. So I do give some credence to that, like, the competition... I mean, we see it in, like... Dude, we saw it in, like, the skiers enhancing the crotch area. Like, everyone's looking to, like, cheat to, like, gain an edge, right? So this has even bigger impact. So
huge impact. Yeah.
And then also, when I remember, I think I watched something on it or, like, saw, like, the audio. It, like, they're about to, like, descent onto the moon, and then it, like, loses the recording for a while. Like, they're like, are you there? And it, like, gets all staticky. And then, like, oh, yeah, we're here. Yeah, we just landed on the moon. I'm like...
We're just on the moon. No big deal.
What a weird time for all the audio to go out. But I don't know. I believe it. I call me what you want. Call me naive.
No, I mean, I think that if you're on the other side of it, you're going to be called a crackpot, right? So it's like that you can either be naive or a crackpot. I grapple with this quite often because... Like, I don't want to be drinking the Kool-Aid and just be like, oh, yeah, we definitely landed on the moon. Although it's like, I would like to think that the money that went towards it and, like, the astronauts, we're talking about Buzz Aldrin, Neil Armstrong. We like to respect these heroes. And to know that they've been lying to me this entire time.
Boy.
That would be brutal.
That would be the biggest con of cons.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, in that regard, it's like, I want to believe. But, like, and again, I haven't done enough research. I'm just looking at it from 1,000-foot view, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, how do they get the video? Like, who's recording on the moon? Is there a guy like, okay, back up. I got to get the wide shot with the...
Apparently, there's no wind on the moon, right, and the American flag
I got to see it jump down. And then the super glossy pictures... They're like more high. Have you seen the pictures of like the moon man and he's holding the flag? And it's like, are those AI or because I mean they're up in like the Air and Space Museum, and I was like, are you telling me that back in the '60s they had like HD cameras taking pictures on the freaking moon? That's hard for me. So unless they really glossied that thing up or really artificially like tweaked it. When I see that photo, and I think you know the photo I'm talking about, where it's like...
You're right.
Like
I never really thought of that, though.
I was like, why is that so high def? It's like, when I was in the 90s, and I had a camera, no. And you're doing that in space?
Maybe they did doctor it up a little bit.
Maybe,
Or maybe they did have, like, a decent technology and then could doctor it up. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the glossiness of it, and again, like you said, it's like, you could make the argument that, okay, like Russia orbited the moon. Crap.
Sputnik.
We gotta one up them. We're not there yet. Let's just say we beat them. So that we can just shove it in their face. And it's like, we dare you to call us a liar. We got video of it.
Yeah. I mean, it's when you hear all those things out, you're like, I could see how we would just try to doctor something. Because it's also like, have you really been back?
Yeah.
Like,
and the argument is like, there's no reason to go back. I was like, okay, well.
I mean, it's not like we couldn't, though, because we've traveled further. And then I think another article that's out there is like, I guess 4 astronauts are actually going to like go the furthest that anyone's gone and like go past the moon again or something.
Where are they going? Like, what's the?
I forgot.
At this point, I'm just like, what's the point? Are you landing somewhere, or are you just like, let's just go a little bit further.
Do a mission, yeah, so we can prove like how far we can go. But yeah, I want to believe that we did get to the moon first, but that could just be all naivete.
Yeah, but like, yeah, like if they really just pull the sheet over us and really kind of pull this off, I mean, at this point, if they came out and said, "Oh, by the way, the moon landing was fake," would it make that much of an impact now?
No. Especially not now, where it's like, what do you believe? What do you not believe? So,
it's like you just told us they're freaking aliens. Like,
yeah.
we've confirmed there are aliens. There are aliens out there. That would have been a perfect time for them to slip that in. Like,
know, right?
Like, there are aliens out there. By the way, we didn't really actually land on the moon. That's how we just told you. Anyways, but there are aliens.
Yeah.
That would have been a perfect time.
I know.
Just slide that into the subtext of that conversation. That would have been fantastic.
You've been like, Tom DeLonge was right, everybody. There are aliens. Moon landing was fake. But Tom DeLonge from Blink-182 was right.
He just comes out and is like, hey, everybody. Whoa, Tom DeLonge's at NASA. That's super cool. It's like, wait, did that guy just say that the moon landing was fake?
Then he comes out singing like, oh, the small thing. I don't think he sings that one, but whatever.
No, I don't think he does. He does First Date.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I think Mark has more hits than Tom.
Seabear has quite a feeling towards this. He's not a fan of Tom DeLonge led Blink songs. He believes that Mark is quite the better singer.
I agree. Not by a lot, though, but I do generally enjoy Mark's songs more than Tom's.
I think Seabear thinks Tom sounds a little too whiny.
Oh, what is it with the song with like the spiders?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you remember now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Miss You, I think in the song. I forget. Remember that.
Miss You. Yeah. That one right
yeah. But he likes them on Angels and Airwaves.
That's true.
But yeah, for Blink, it's not quite like that's not quite Blink though. Yeah.
Yeah. He likes the OG Blink.
Yeah.
The Warped Tour Blink.
Oh, that's the best Blink.
Yeah.
But
did you ever go to Warped Tour?
No, I missed out on that experience.
I don't think I did either. I went to HF Festival. Did you go to HF Festival?
No, I missed out on that too.
Man.
That was when you had like Jay-Z there before.
Yeah.
Like
Eminem was there.
Yeah. You had some that's one thing that the youngsters today, they just don't.
I mean, like,
they'll never see that. I mean, I know they did something in Vegas where they got like a bunch of bands together, but that's like a complete one-off. But
well, not only that, it's like those tickets are freaking thousands of dollars. I went to HF Festival for like $50.
I know. The Warped Tour was like 4 days. You could pay like $10 and walk around all day and just listen to like every single band out there.
Yeah,
almost.
It was awesome. Yeah, I remember Linkin Park. I saw Linkin Park at HF Festival for the first time. Jay-Z, when he was doing 99 Problems, that was incredible. Green Day, when they were in their heyday. Audio Slave was there. Remember Godsmack?
Yep.
They had all the pyrotechnics. We saw Offspring at HF Festival. It was a great time. There was this one time, though, where, because we're in the mosh. You're in the mosh with the whole time for HF Festival or something like that. And we were just like, we were in the crowds right there. And I'd never forget, like, me and Jimbo were watching it. It's like, it's when you're crowd surfing and everything, it's just a free for all. You better have your hands on your valuables.
Yep.
People are grabbing, and pulling. And like, we helped the guy crowd surf up. We were probably about 30 people back from the stage. And by the time we got up there, we saw a guy like grab, and this guy was wearing like steel tip boots. Guy grabbed the boot off him, and then he just chucked it behind him, and it was coming right at me and Jimbo. And at the last second, Jimbo was like, "Oh!" and he dodged, and it just pummeled the guy behind him. He was like, "Oh!" right in the face. And we turned around, and this guy was already black and eye, and we're like, "Oh no!" I was like, "Heads up!" But a little late when I give him that heads up. But
you're not really supposed to look up, though.
Yeah. But I mean, but even on the same thing with Warped Tour. It's like you had side stages, and you got to see some up and coming events. I saw Newfound Glory on a side stage.
Did you really?
Yeah.
remember a buddy of mine was telling me like Motion City Soundtrack, who I really like, saw them on like a side stage once, and I was like, man, these guys are freaking awesome.
Yeah.
But it's like, I just was walking around and was like, oh, that sounds pretty good. Let me just go over there and see what they're all about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's their deal?
Yeah, exactly. And you had the time. You could just walk around to. You didn't have to sit there at one venue and like.
Right. You might have like one band that was like must see. I have to be here for this band, but then everything else you're like, it's just a little menagerie. Just take a little bit over here, a little bit over there. Those are good times.
They won't do anything like that ever again because everyone's got their hands so much into how much profit they can make that it's like, if they ever were to do an event like that, the tickets would be hundreds of dollars.
Well, you look at freaking what's that event in California that's like the Hobnobby Festival?
Oh, like Burning Man or something?
No, not Burning Man. It's like the musical festival. This is how out of date we are. One that all the celebrities go to.
I think I'm spacing on it too. But that is just massively expensive.
It's so
now.
crazy expensive now.
And you only get like what seemed like not as many artists there. I don't think they even play as long as they used to.
It's almost like just a status symbol. It's like, I went to...
Coachella.
That's what thank you.
Yeah.
See, I just needed to lead you there.
Got it.
And get there. Yeah, Coachella's the worst.
I would never want to go to that.
No.
Pay too much. Yeah, and it's just not going to be the same. But it's a status.
And to your point, it's just like it's a bummer because it's like I want the next generation to have what we had and go to those concerts and not break the bank and just enjoy yourselves and get into all sorts of crazy trouble.
Yeah.
And miss all that. But...
The guy I work with is in a band. They're a pretty cool band, and but they do like some touring and stuff. And he said like it's just tough because a lot of these venues it's just really expensive to like get in, and you gotta like generally like pay a bunch to get in, and it's just not the same like experience as you think it was kind of like when we were growing up.
Yeah.
But he still does like they did like they'll be gone for like 45 days or something. He did like a whole West Coast trip where they're just like they're doing like different venues like every night and then have like a day off in between and like but they're driving like it's just drive and so it's kind of like the old days and he likes it. It's a grind. He's like,
I can imagine
not
going on tour. That sounds especially when you're not like doing it like on private jets like Taylor Swift, like T Swift. Like she's really just roughing it.
On
those tours.
Yeah,
eating her foie gras and her lobster Benedict. That's something I made up.
Apparently she's losing a lot of her Q rating though.
Oh no.
Lately.
Why is that? Not T Swift.
Yeah, T Swift. I think a lot of the Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni thing has really gotten to her. And I actually kind of feel bad because private texts that she sent are being made public. But it's also like, okay, so she called the guy a B word and, doesn't have the greatest of language. I'm like, did you think she was like a perfect human being?
Saint. Saint Taylor.
Yeah, that's the persona she wants you all to think.
Heavenly saint of Billboard.
God. I mean, I'm still not sure she's real. That's kind of one of the conspiracy theories
I all right. Have. Taylor Swift robot.
Yeah, I don't think she's ever like looked. I don't think she can look you in the eye. Like when you look, if you ever look at her, she's always.
Yes, I've had plenty of opportunities to look Taylor Swift in the eye.
I don't know. There's just something.
You didn't look at me in the eye. What are you doing,
There's
Taylor?
just something weird about her. I don't know. Or she's just like that fake in that persona.
Yeah.
That she's like, I can't believe how fake I am, so I can't look at anybody because I don't know.
I can't let them see the pit of my eyes where the fakeness lives.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I think that. And then I was reading something else that there's another reason why she's... I think the Travis Kelce stuff, she's lost some fans. But her music kind of sucks.
Yeah. I've never been a fan.
That Eras tour, I mean, trying to milk every dollar out of every fan. So it's like, how many more like DVDs or like special release with one bonus song on it for $65?
Yeah,
like it just wouldn't end.
I mean, yeah, it's just the revenue streams are just insane right now. Yeah, so she could be fake, I used to have a burning hatred, not hate. Well, yeah, I guess it was hatred. I've in my older age, my hate mongering has subsided quite significantly. I couldn't I had a hate list a mile long.
Mine raises. Yours
mine were down. Yeah, Will Billy and Jimbo and a few others can tell you it's like top of the hate list. Taylor Swift, Main reason was because I couldn't stand it. Like, all of her songs are about ex-boyfriends. So why are you dating this woman?
I know.
You know that she's going to write a song about you.
I think
stop
that's just
dating her.
I also thought that was like all part of the whole gimmick. Was it's like I'm just gonna find some guy to date, break up with him, and then make my next album. Like I don't even think she cared about the guys. It was all for her persona, her aura.
Other person on top of it is D Wade.
I knew that.
Yes.
The chubby cheeks.
Chubby cheeks.
Yeah.
Hated the chubby cheeks. I hated that he gave himself his own nickname. Not D Wade, but there was it's like D Wow or some stupid name, and he's the one who created it. And I'm like, you can't give yourself your own nickname, man. It's got to be given to you.
What's wrong with the Flash, anyways?
Yeah.
Or D Wade?
D Wade.
Come on, man.
He just kind of rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
No, I'm like D Wizzle.
No, I've known that. Yeah,
Yes.
I've never really quite liked him either.
him.
But you have a
burning
hatred. For him.
hatred for
yeah.
him. That's subsided with the retirement because he's just not in my face.
Yeah.
But when that statue of him came out, oh man,
it
was my birthday. Might as well have been. Oh man, that thing was gruesome.
I always thought he was kind of like an ass. Like, I guess some guy was just trying to kind of be nice and interview him, and was just kind of like, oh yeah, man, so like, do you like go out and like play any basketball anymore? And what do you think? Do you get out there and play? Because you see videos of guys out there, ex NBA players playing all the time, right? And he's just like, well, if I wanted to play, I'd play in the NBA. Like, okay, dude. Like, I mean, you're not the only NBA player that, like, not all, like, once everyone retires, they don't just stop playing. Like, almost everybody still goes out there and plays a little bit. So the guy's just asking you this nice question. You're like, if I really wanted to, I'd play in the NBA. All right, dude. Well, you know what? I guess you're just better than all of us. Yeah. And, God bless you, I guess.
Yeah. By the way, the nickname that I couldn't stand, I was like, this is it. This is how I know. I said, he called himself Wow, which was Way of Wade. That's when I was like, I'm done with you.
I didn't know that, but I did.
Then how he was he just assumed that he was just like fashionista. He's like, oh, style. I was like, man.
It's like the Naomi Osaka of the NBA.
Yes. Give him the Osaka blocker. Bring that back.
I'm with you on that one.
Can I patent that? Osaka blocker?
I like that. That's the best one you've kind of come up with.
Yeah. We're still in the early stages.
Yeah.
There'll be more.
I know.
Yeah. But man, we got a lot more stuff. I got plenty of weird stories. But are you wrapping it? Or we got to get you back in front of a fire, my friend.
I know. It took about, I think, 45 minutes in, my toes finally started feeling normal.
It's part of the reason we ran so long this time. We had to get your body temp back up. My goodness.
Took long enough.
Yeah.
Do you have any last words?
No, man. I'm glad that you're a man of your word. You completed the cold plunge. I'm going to make a believer out of you. You're going to wake up tomorrow feeling refreshed, reinvigorated, and all of your joints are going to feel magically healed like you're 20 again.
That's what I'm hoping for. I did make sure to touch my Achilles afterwards, and it probably was just numb. But I was like, hey, I don't feel the pain anymore.
Yeah, there you go. See?
I don't feel the pain anymore.
You're welcome. See? Another check box for the cold plunge. Open invitation to anybody on the call that lives near me that wants to give it a try. It's open for business. Only thing that I ask is that let me record you so I can laugh at you later. That's it.
And if you do, please do it soon, because I really want to see your face when you see Brandon take like a hammer to break down the ice that was on there.
That was a lot of ice in there, my goodness. That was only like a day's worth of ice. So I was like, oh my God, this really came in here. Okay.
Cold. And it's kind of warm today, considering.
Yeah, but I mean, that part of my house, it gets no sun.
Yeah.
The house is blocking it, so it's just nice and neat right there.
Well, power to you for doing that every morning.
Hey, power for you for doing it, man. First time's the hardest.
Yeah.
And you knocked it out of the park,
Thanks,
my friend.
Man.
On a cold, cold day.
Freezing cold.
I mean, just the visual of it. It's like snow's all over. It's all frozen.
Yep.
Had to smash the ice. I personally a little behind the scenes, I told Flora, I was like, because she's like, did you break the ice today? And I was like, no, I'm going to wait until Semko goes so I can show it to him as I'm doing it.
Well
He's
done.
Like freaking out. Just get in your head right there.
It worked. It worked.
You're like, oh my God.
What did I get myself into?
But, you guys get a little bonus featurette on this episode. Semko, as mentioned, he will put the video of the cold plunge up on our YouTube page. What's our YouTube page called? Is it just called Undrafted and Overconfident?
I'm pretty sure, but yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll go search for it. It'll be up by maybe tomorrow. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Tomorrow or Wednesday. I like the Mondays because I feel like we can get up by Wednesday morning.
Perfect time.
Tuesdays is great. That is ideal.
Bonus.
But by Wednesday morning, that is like peachy.
Yeah. Next episode, guys, we'll have fresh stuff to talk about. Fresh off the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Fresh off the first ceremonies of the Olympics.
Yeah.
And then we'll just keep diving in. I'll find some more weird, wild stuff for us to talk about. Maybe another conspiracy that we can discuss. And Semko might lose another bet. Fingers crossed.
We'll have to make one first, but maybe we'll make one.
All right.
We'll find one.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm scared. I'm scared that you're going to pick one that you're going to win and the punishment's going to be cool.
I don't want it to be like that, but I definitely want the punishment to
skew in your favor.
Yes. Absolutely. Well, that's another episode of Undrafted and Overconfident. Thanks for hanging with us. The two friends who've been arguing about sports for 20 years and still can't agree on anything. Hit that follow button, drop a rating, and email us at undraftedandoverconfident@gmail.com, and we'll see you next week. Different takes, same nonsense. Thanks, y'all.
Peace.